I'm soaking through and through. And then you handed me a towel, and all I see is you. And even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue, because you're near me. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Wednesday, December 13, 2023. Members of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee call for review of standing orders relating to reports from the anti-corruption body. Increased penalties coming under Domestic Violence Act. Defense blasts police for recording statement from key witness in Beachy Stop murder trial without attorney. Religious leaders call for clarity on Prime Minister's thinking on hate speech laws. In regional news, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves hopes Essequibo talks will lead to a better place without conflict. In international news, negotiators at COP28 have reached a new deal to move away from fossil fuels. In sports, the West Indies achieved the highest run chase in T20 internationals in Barbados as they pulled off a 4-wicket win over England on Monday. And in business, CIBC First Caribbean named Bank of the Year. The details after the break.
Outperform, outlast, we top performance, Chakama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Pan select tools, free parts and free repairs. 3 parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Members of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee called for a review of the standing orders as it relates to the handling of reports from the anti-corruption body. This after members expressed some reluctance in second-guessing reports coming from the Integrity Commission. So strong was the concern that Chairman of the Oversight Committee, Edmund Bartlett, took the matter to the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
Just a little over a month ago, House Speaker Juliet Holness set down new rules for the handling of reports submitted by the Integrity Commission. The first set of reports affected by this policy involved the failure by 4 employees of Petrojam in filing their statutory declarations. Already, one committee member, Philip Paulwell, was unwilling to review investigative reports from the IC.
Just to be absolutely clear, because the position was put today that as a member of that committee, I don't feel comfortable reviewing reports of investigation from the Integrity Commission, and in fact propose strongly that when we look at the standing orders, that be reviewed. So the focus will be on their annual report to see whether or not they have enough funding to do their operations and so on, but not to get into their findings. We should adopt without question their recommendations in terms of the various...
Mr. Paulwell's position was backed up by Committee Chairman Edmund Bartlett. On top of the concern of second-guessing the Integrity Commission, Mr. Bartlett also questioned the feasibility of having to review what could amount to hundreds of reports.
That came about because there was a view, the number of reports that are likely to come, given that there are over 10,000 declarations that the Commission has to investigate, may put the committee in a position where it does not even have the capacity to review appropriately. But, Mr. Speaker, we recognize that there had to be a deeper thought behind the framers as 73D was established. And I think that we didn't want to second guess, but we are of the view that whilst we are now in the Joint Select Committee reviewing the Act itself overall, that we may want to invite the Speaker of the House to look at the standing orders and to see whether or not there is need for any tweaking.
House Speaker Juliet Holness says she's aware of the concerns and will give them due focus in an upcoming review of the standing orders.
House Leader, in asking that the motion be adopted, let me also respond to indicate we have already moved a motion to convene a review of the standing orders, but we hear you loud and clear as chairman of the Oversight Committee. It would not be unusual or improper to focus first on the review of the section that is being deliberated and is of concern, and then we continue in the general review of the standing orders.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Two religious leaders are opining on potential moves by the government to introduce hate speech laws in the country. Roman Catholic Archbishop of Kingston, Kenneth Richards, called for clarity, noting the possibility of such legislation infringing on religious freedoms.
Although things are changing with respect to what has become acceptable in contradistinction with respect to previously when certain sexual orientation or sexual aberration, preaching against them did not cause any necessary social concern. But of course, with changing times and development of new rights, sometimes persons may have objections with respect to the church. And so I don't know if this is intended for censorship, but with respect to in the society where there's inciting to attack persons or group for one reason or another based on race, orientation, and such the like, I don't see, I think the government needs to give some clarity with respect to what they are trying to address.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently signaled that the government is considering the introduction of such laws to tackle social violence. Hate speech is defined as abusive or threatening speech or writing that expresses prejudice based on ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or similar grounds. Anglican priest Father Sean Major Campbell also supports the move. He says that there is a need for laws which can help reduce the level of violence faced by the country.
Whenever the state is going to exercise such power, it should always be checked in the context of human dignity, equality, and justice for all, and certainly in accordance with the principles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That said, I would also want to observe that I believe it is commendable that and would be commendable if we would move in the direction of some of our first world neighbors with regards to becoming a more peaceful and orderly society. And one of the ways is going to be to address violence in all its manifestations. And one of those manifestations happen to be hate speech.
Father Sean Major Campbell, Anglican priest, he was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. Attorney for Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald slammed a policeman for recording a statement from the prosecution's key witness, Denverlin Bubler Minot, in the absence of an attorney. Beachy Stout and another man, Oscar Barnes, are accused of the July 20, 2020 murder of his second wife, Tonya Hamilton McDonald. The statement in question was recorded by the police witness on August 3, 2020. In his defense, the detective pointed out that two JPs were present, but Mr. Townsend questioned the qualifications of the JPs to inform Bubler of his legal rights. At that time, Bubler was only being questioned as a person of interest by the police. His status was updated to a suspect after he reportedly started to implicate himself in the murder. The detective said efforts were made by his superior to contact attorneys on Bubler's behalf, but Mr. Townsend dismissed the claim as being hearsay, noting that the detective wasn't present when any calls were made. He asked, "Were you in the presence of anyone who called a counsel?" The witness responded, "No." Mr. Townsend pressed further, "So the truth is you don't know whether or not any counsel was called?" To which the detective said, "I took the feedback of my superior and I believe him. I have no reason to disbelieve my superior. I'm confident and satisfied that my superior called attorneys." Mr. Townsend flatly rejected his response, saying your belief is irrelevant. The matter will resume on Wednesday morning at 10. Staying in the courts, the man on trial for the 2017 murder of 15-year-old Shanika Gray, Gregory Roberts, smiled in court upon hearing that his ex-girlfriend saved his contact information in her phone as Cross's number 2. The expression from Roberts came while a digital forensic officer, Detective Inspector Kamar Smith, gave evidence in the St. James Circuit Court on Tuesday. Detective Inspector Smith carried out a digital forensic analysis on Roberts' mobile phone on February 4, 2017. Robin Williams reports.
Among the items extracted and analyzed from the white Samsung Galaxy mobile phone was a string of text messages between Roberts and other people pertaining to the case. A thumbnail image of a video or photo that was deleted was also retrieved from the phone. On Tuesday, Detective Inspector Smith revealed that a second phone was analyzed. He told the court that a black and blue Samsung smartphone belonging to Roberts' ex-girlfriend was processed. He said the phone contained text messages between Roberts and his ex-girlfriend. The detective presented the first set of messages in court in digital and verbal format. The communication took place over 2 days. January 29, 2017, at 2:25 p.m., Roberts messaged his ex-girlfriend. It read, "You are not going to believe that." At 3:26 p.m., he sent another message saying, "Someone going tomorrow." At 8:22 p.m., he messaged her saying, "Me I go make you know me now. I am going to video myself." Another message at 10:15 p.m. on that same day read, "You will hear what happened, but make sure me G." On January 30, 2017, Roberts continued to message his ex-girlfriend. Between 6:53 a.m. and 7:54 a.m., he messaged, "Now you took my money under false pretense. Are your life may I try save? You deaf? Call me." At 7:57 a.m., Roberts' ex-girlfriend sent a one-word response, "Yes." Then she sent a question at 8 a.m., "Don't you see me calling you?" Roberts replied, "Unlock the number, quick." His ex-girlfriend responded, "It unlocked now." On Monday, it was revealed in other text messages that Roberts boasted of making a sacrifice as he warned his ex-girlfriend to repay him money she had fleeced him. Detective Inspector Smith said he examined another phone that is relevant to the case. He'll continue his testimony on Thursday when the trial resumes. Shanika's body was discovered in bushes in Irwin, St. James on February 1, 2017, with multiple stab wounds. Roberts and another accused, Mario Morrison, were arrested and charged with the schoolgirl's murder. Morrison pleaded guilty to her murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Robianne Williams for Nationwide News.
Now, Gender Minister Olivia Grange says proposed amendments to the Domestic Violence Act will see increased penalties for individuals convicted of breaching the legislation.
Madam Speaker, Clause 4 of the bill provides for amendments to subsection 1 of Section 5 of the Principal Act by A. Deleting the paltry sum of $10,000 and substituting the words $1 million. Deleting the words 6 months and substituting therefore the words 1 year. And C, introducing a new subsection 1A after subsection 1 to afford the minister the capacity to amend the monetary penalties under the legislation subject to affirmative resolution.
A joint select committee of Parliament is to be established to review several of the proposed amendments to the Domestic Violence Act. Minister Grange says provisions will also be included in the Act to prohibit certain actions of an abuser.
The subsection now reads that an application may be made to the court for a protection order, and I quote, against a respondent in respect of alleged conduct to prohibit the respondent from 1. Entering or staying in the prescribed person's household. 2. Entering any area specified in the protection order where the residence of the prescribed person is located. 3. Harassing the prescribed person. 4. Damaging property of the said prescribed person. And 5. Dealing with the property of the prescribed person in a way which can be considered abuse of the prescribed person.
Olivia Grange, Gender Minister. She was speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Opposition Leader Mark Golding has expressed concern at what he says is the inadequate approach by Minister Grange on amendments to the Domestic Violence Act.
We are not addressing the fundamental challenges of domestic violence by this legislation. And Joint Select Committee had called for a general and broad review of the Act. Didn't have time to do that go around because so much time had been spent on the other pieces of legislation and were anxious to wrap up the work of that committee. So I was actually hoping to hear from the Minister that she would be appointing another Joint Select Committee to focus specifically on domestic violence so that all stakeholders, and there are many stakeholders, this is an issue which there is wide public interest in, and there are many stakeholders in the society who are very involved in this and want to see fundamental reform.
Mr. Golding was responding to Minister Grange's announcement of several proposed amendments to the Domestic Violence Act. He's urging the minister to quickly establish the Joint Select Committee, which will review the legislation.
I know my colleagues will avail themselves of the opportunity to look in greater detail at the provisions of the bill itself, but I felt it necessary to make my contribution today to express my concerns about the approach that we're embarking on here, the inadequacy of it, and my disappointment that we're not going for that broad and comprehensive review that the Joint Select Committee had called for, and to ask the Minister to consider doing so without further delay.
Mark Golding, opposition leader, speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Managing Director at the Heart NSTA Trust, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, says there has been a 15% increase in the number of persons enrolling at the institution.
We have seen a 15.2% increase in enrollment at the trust. Our annual target is 128,000, and to date, as of October, we have exceeded our year-to-date projections. We are now at 98,180, which is essentially a 76.5% of our enrollment, and we are still in December. So we are way ahead of our projections, and we are very, very clear that it is because we have removed that barrier of tuition of administrative fees that would have increased the access at the trust.
Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, Managing Director at the Heart NSTA Trust. She was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Happy holidays from Team Adam and Eve. We invite you to indulge in a relaxing spa atmosphere or gift someone spa pampering this season. Visit us at www.adamandevedayspajA.com for e-certificates or WhatsApp 876-567-2142. Relax, refresh, and respite with us today. We have Christmas packages starting at $8,500. Book a massage, facial, mani-pedi, or hair service at Adam and Eve Day Spa. You deserve it.
Get a career in real estate with the Real Estate Training Institute. They offer exclusive training and certification in real estate sales, appraisals, and management. Fully customized course content on their MyReady online learning management platform. Flexible and convenient online delivery and affordable rates. Exposure to a wealth of knowledge and industry leaders who will boost your real estate career. Contact the Real Estate Training Institute at 876-633-1292 or 876-350-6761. The Real Estate Training Institute, where knowledge meets success.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says he's hopeful Thursday's meeting between the presidents of Guyana and Venezuela will lead to a better place without conflict. He was speaking Tuesday on Nationwide at 5.
In my particular role, going to pronounce to you who is on the wrong side or who is on the right side. What I know is that peace is preferable to perpetual conflict. And that is what we are trying to achieve. And I believe that both leaders are seeking to do that. That's a preferred course. And each of the leaders, each of the countries has its own position. And each of them is convinced that it is right in each position which it holds. Mm-hmm. And we will see how the discussion would lead us to a better place, not conflict.
Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Meanwhile, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, will attend the meeting where the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and Guyana President Irfan Ali are set to discuss issues surrounding the Essequibo border dispute. The office of the Prime Minister had announced in a statement that Thursday's meeting was born out of ongoing discussions and a decision taken at an emergency CARICOM virtual meeting held last Friday. Ali and Maduro last week accepted an invitation to meet in St. Vincent with its Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Gonsalves stated at the weekend that he had been working on the meeting for some time, while his office also last Saturday shared a letter he sent to Ali and Maduro offering to facilitate discussions. International news now. Negotiators at COP28 have reached a new deal which signals the world's desire to move away from fossil fuels over the next few decades. The effort is the latest attempt by world leaders to address climate change. Representatives from nearly 200 countries gathered in a public meeting in Dubai to support the new deal. It comes one day after the climate summit was scheduled to close. Moments after opening Wednesday's session, the COP28 president gave approval of the essential document with the drop of the gavel. The agreement contains much stronger language on fossil fuels compared to a previous proposal. For the first time, the text calls for a transitioning away from fossil fuels in energy systems in a just, orderly, and equitable manner. It says governments must accelerate action in this critical decade so as to achieve net zero by 2050, keeping with the science. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
When you speak, we listen.
We listen to all your stories
About how your business was started.
and every step along the journey to make it applicable to the problems you solve every day.
We've also listened to your cries for help.
The narrative surrounding limited cash flow.
Extended payment terms for buyers who just can't meet your 30-day credit term this month.
Next month,
And the month after that, we are here to help.
we have created Exim Express receivables financing so that your most important jobs get done.
With a turnaround time of 7 days and up to 75% of your receivables covered with no collateral or financials needed, you know you're in good hands. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
No matter where you are, there's something about the holiday season that always pulls you home to be with the people you love and care about.
This holiday season, let Sagicor Bank help you make that home your own with a special mortgage offer that gives you a $2 million line of credit you could use to go solar and make your home eco-friendly. Put down your roots this Christmas with an affordable mortgage from Sagicor Bank. Conditions apply.
Here at Ascent Super Center, you can fill your Christmas list.
It's a December to remember. Get ready for 24 days of deals with the Azan Supercenter Super Sale. From now until Christmas, experience the sale event of the season with incredible savings on a wide range of items. There won't be a better time to get all of your gifts, decorations, and everything in between. So fill your Christmas list at the Azan Supercenter Super Sale.
So this Christmas, make it Ascent Super Center for sure.
It's a lifestyle.
In the sports report this morning, the West Indies achieved the highest run chase in T20 internationals in Barbados as they pulled off a 4-wicket win over England on Monday to take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series. England centre-bat got off to a flyer before Andre Russell on his international return, grabbed 3 wickets to put the brakes on the world champions. They were eventually dismissed for 171 in 19.3 overs. Phil Salt, 40, Joss Butler, 39, and Liam Livingstone, 27, made most runs against Russell, 3 for 19. Ozari Joseph, 3 for 54, and Romario Shepherd, 2 for 22. The West Indies then replied with 172 for 6 in 18.3 overs. Shea Hope led the batting with 36, Kyle Mears 35, and captain Rovman Powell 31 made most runs, and Russell chipped in with 29. Rian Ahmed picked up 3 for 39 and Adil Rashid 2 for 25. National senior men's football team captain Andre Blake is set to host a 2-day goalkeeper clinic at the Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence. The clinic will last 3 hours each day starting Thursday. The clinic aims to provide exceptional goalkeeper training to over 24 youth goalkeepers selected from the top Issa Manning and DaCosta Cup teams and 2 female goalkeepers from Rennes Academy. Blake says this is his way of aiding in the development of Jamaica's football.
To whom much is given, much is expected, so I'm starting off with 24 goalkeepers, something that we're looking to build definitely, but the top schools in the Manning Cup and the DaCosta Cup want to see what these goalkeepers look like, and try to educate them, give them an idea of what it really takes to go to the next level, because for me that's the least I can do, to help someone along the way.
Andre Blake, the goalkeepers will receive top-notch training from the likes of the experienced Phil Whedon, who also serves as Andre Blake's goalkeeper coach at Philadelphia Union. Other participating goalkeeper coaches includes Jamaica's under-20 coach Andrew Sewell, national goalkeepers Blake and Jamali Waite, Rennes Academy's Near Oxford, and Kingston College's Robert Beckford. Now, Genesis Football Academy will be competing outside of Jamaica for the first time when they take part in the Shaq Moore Youth Classics Soccer Tournament. The tournament is set for the Dwight York Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago from December 16 to 17. Head coach of Genesis Football Academy, Andrew Edwards, says that the tour forms a critical part of development plans for the academy.
The kids having fun and having a great experience. I know they have their individual targets. Some just want to score a goal, some want to make good tackles and so on. So they have their own individual targets. And I think once they are able to meet those things, for them that would be great. And we would feel a sense of accomplishment if we are able to help them to reach their goals. As an organization, though, we certainly would like each of the teams to score at least a victory. That aside, we are also going there to be educated in terms of what are some of the intricate details required for staging an international tournament.
Edwards says Genesis hosts a youth football tournament in May each year in Manchester, and it's good to see them now travelling to play.
We actually have our own annual tournament, the Genesis Cup, and also it will be the first time that we're going to be going international with the tournament as well, because we already have a few committed teams that have given their commitments to coming into the tournament. So once we open the registration portals and they are registered, we expect that the tournament will become an international tournament in 2024.
32 players, including 4 girls, will represent the academy at the 2-day tournament. The Manchester-based academy will be competing in 2 age categories, under 11 with 2 teams and under 13 and an under 13 team. Edwards says it's important to give young girls exposure to quality competition.
There's a lot of research across the world and recommendations from FIFA that shows that it helps the girls a lot. One could argue more so than it does the boys, but it certainly helps the girls a lot. And so we don't have full complements of girls to make a full team, certainly not at these age groups. At the higher age groups, we could put a team together. So this is part of their development. And fortunately, I think 2 of the girls have actually been a part of the Jamaica Under 15 setup already, even though they are just 12 years old. We see this as a very important part of their continued dedication in the game.
Andrew Edwards wrapping up your morning sports.
Christmas is togetherness. Flow is giving you their best. Christmas is special savings. That's just what Flow is bringing. Christmas is the joy of giving. Flow has just what you've been wishing. At Flow, it's a celebration. Free phone and earbuds for you.
Get a free Samsung phone and earbuds when you sign up for Flow Yard and Road for only $4,999 plus GCT.
Flow makes Christmas bright and blue because it's all inspired by
Visit
you.
the Flow store to sign up today. Conditions apply.
In business this morning, CIBC First Caribbean has been named Bank of the Year by The Banker, a global authority for economic and financial intelligence in the financial sector. In a press release on Tuesday, CIBC shared that the award was presented on November 30 at the prestigious Bankers Bank of the Year Awards Gala Dinner in London. The Banker has been at the forefront of international banking coverage since 1926, and the Bank of the Year Awards are highly respected as the industry's standard for banking excellence. Managing Director of CIBC First Caribbean, Nigel Holness, said that the board, management and staff were elated to receive the award and regarded it as an acclamation of their products and services. These included success in building a digitally enabled bank focused on safety, convenience and the delivery of personalized quality service, which supports Jamaica's growth and the development and the aspirations of shareholders. The Bankers Bank of the Year Awards has been running since 2000 and is the most prestigious in global banking. Now, Mayberry Jamaican Equities Limited, MJE, is celebrating what it says was an exceptional 2022 financial performance. For the financial year 2022, MJE reported an impressive increase in net profit, reaching US $33.2 million. Mayberry says that this was a substantial improvement from the previous year's US $16.45 million. The company says its total comprehensive income soared to US $34 million, a significant uptick from the nearly $14 million in the corresponding period of 2021. It says this robust financial performance can be attributed to solid performances in the managed Jamaican equities portfolio. Mayberry says notable rebounds in strategic stocks during the fourth quarter, along with a remarkable 102% increase in gains on investments in associates, contributed significantly to the overall positive results. Asset manager of Mayberry Jamaican Equities, Gary Peart, says the exceptional results are a testament to the resilience of their portfolio and strategic decisions made by their team. He says despite the challenges, they remain committed to delivering sustained growth and value to their stakeholders. Finally, now in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar lost 7 cents and opens trading today, selling for an average $156.36 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican gained 37 cents and opens trading this morning, selling for an average $115.20 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican dollar gained 98 cents and opens trading today, selling for an average $194.57 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:33.
Get a career in real estate with the Real Estate Training Institute. They offer exclusive training and certification in real estate sales, appraisals, and management. Fully customized course content on their MyReady online learning management platform. Flexible and convenient online delivery and affordable rates. Exposure to a wealth of knowledge and industry leaders who will boost your real estate career. Contact the Real Estate Training Institute at 876-633-1292 or 876-350-6761. The Real Estate Training Institute, where knowledge meets success.
Woman, you look like the motor in this done. Can I go at Total Tools? Let me repair for you fast. They watch them.
Them the right in a town too. Right down a Slipe Road.
You have to go check them now.
Total Tools, we repair any tool. Big or small, we repair them all. Main Street, Ocherius and the Slipe Road, Kingston. Call 876-908-0667 or 876-994-1653. Total Tools.
When you show your teeth, you're confidently showing the world your pure smile. Pure Smile Jamaica makes your smile feel like a beautiful day. They offer a wide array of services from cleanings, fillings, special needs treatment, extractions, root canal therapy, child dentistry, and more. Visit them at Unit 12 Barbican Business Center, 888 Barbican Road, or call 876-831-6552. Pure Smile Jamaica, changing lives, transforming smiles, and healing people through dentistry.
I earn hugs and rewards. I earn smiles and rewards.
Whatever you get from giving your gifts this holiday season is made even better when you use your Sagicor Bank credit card, because you'll earn rewards on every dollar you spend.
I earn.
Dad, you're the best!
Use your Sagicor Bank credit card to do all your holiday spending and earn the best rewards ever. Conditions apply.
Beneficiaries. The PATH payment cycle begins on December 13, 2023. Post offices and payment agencies will deliver payments based on last names up to December 22, 2023. Check the Weekend Star to find out when and where you should collect. If you miss your date, you must collect between December 27 and December 28, 2023. For more information, call PATH at 876-922-8007 or visit the ministry's website at www.mlss.gov.jm. PATH. Advancing your family. Developing Jamaica. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Notice to all Amber tracking customers, please contact Amber via WhatsApp 620-5255 to upgrade to 4G LTE before the end of 2023. The 2G system will no longer be supported. Continue to keep you and your loved ones secure this Christmas season and beyond with smart tracking solutions. Upgrade to 4G LTE Amber tracking by December 31, 2023 and get a Wi-Fi dash camera with Amber's new 4G LTE packages this holiday. Conditions apply. Offer good while stocks last.
I know where I'll be for Christmas. The thought excites me so. Away from all the cold of some distant foreign land, I'll be where Jamaican Christmas breezes blow. They tell me snow is pretty, well maybe. What I know for sure, it's mighty cold. I would never be caught playing a cricket match on ice. In or out of form, I would be bold. In the West, every Christmas is a time for all to smile. There's no winter time, there's a sweet sunshine at Christmas Jamaican style. Lots of green in mid-December, fragrant flowers sweetly bloom. A true Jamaican Christmas greeting I extend to you. Just come on over, there is room. Jogging, shopping, or just dancing on the beach, or checking out a show. In Jamaica it is fine to go fishing all the time. It's lots more fun than fishing in the snow. In the West Indies, every Christmas is a time for all to smile. There's no winter time, there's just sweet sunshine at Christmas Jamaican style. Lots of green in mid-December, fragrant flowers sweetly bloom. Sunshine Christmas greetings I extend to you. Just come on over, there is room.
A very good morning to you. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning. NTM, The Big Show, thank you so much for joining us in the space. And you're on the new channel this morning for those of you who are here, Nationwide 90 FM live. And for those of you who have been having a bit of a difficulty this morning to find us, we are on our new channel. We're having some issues with our traditional channel or original channel. So we're working on that. We should be back up in over the next 24 hours or so. But so we're on the Nationwide 90 FM live channel this morning. And that's why I've always said, it's important for you to not just subscribe, but to also click the notification bell on the channels so that it's easier for you to access our live streams and our content, because you'll be notified whenever we're live streaming or whenever we post content on the channels. So those of you who had clicked the notification bell, you got the notification this morning and hopped on over to the channel. And for some of you, it was easy to find it. But for those of you who are having difficulty or wondering where we are this morning, it's Nationwide 90 FM live. So good morning to you. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks. Good morning.
Yeah. And good morning to all our YouTubers here so far. I do see you, Paul Peart Polite 1, Errol Townsend, Albert Morgan, Carlene Smith. Hey to you, my friend. Hi as well to David. Is this Falwall? Good morning to you as well, Pamela Lodge. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah.
A while ago, I was coming into the studio, and Mark said to me, because I had the hats, and he said, "You're missing one thing." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "The beard." He said, "You have everything else. The hat, the belly."
Oh, dear.
I'm not trouble Mark, I'm not trouble Mark, Tana. I just come to my work.
You're fully Santasized.
I tell you, I've been a trouble Mark. I just come to my work. Mark say.
But he went at you, though, with the belly. Yeah.
I'm in a trouble. I know some of the people at Nationwide stay. You know, go by your business.
Listen. Guys, we play rough in here. Yeah. But it boosts your skin.
It does.
Yeah, if you're thin-skinned in here, over time, working at Nationwide, how we play in here, yeah, man, your skin will get thick.
Rough. You were asking me earlier about Christmas traditions.
Yeah, and I wanted this morning to get our YouTubers involved as well. It's coming. Christmas is pretty much here, You have next week, and then the following week is Christmas, because next week Friday is the 22nd. Yeah, so Christmas is right at your doorstep, right at your feet. So this morning, I was asking you about those Christmas traditions. If you believe any of them will fade out here in Jamaica, and what are those Christmas traditions that you continue to see, that you continue to experience in the country?
I feel like the lights have faded, pun intended.
Yes.
I see just fewer and fewer lights. I know there was, for example, when I was growing up, there was this particular house in Harborview near to the roundabout that used to be completely decked out in lights, and it used to be really, really nice to see. That has gone, and when I'm driving around, generally, I don't see a lot of lights. So I think that is falling by the wayside.
Yeah. Lighting has definitely faded. I think now you see Christmas lights mostly on corporate buildings.
Right.
Yeah, offices, but not so much Jamaican homes. Yeah, one or two. So you'll have people say they're going, what is it called now? Christmas lighting watch, because they're going to particular homes. Particular homes have kept up the tradition, but it used to be a thing where every home, even if it's just one string of pepper lights, they used to have it on the outside, but that's not the case anymore. I know as well for me back in St. Elizabeth, that was the thing in my community. My house had the lighting. Many other houses in the community had lighting, but if you go to my community now, I'm sure maybe one. Yeah, maybe one.
Somebody said it might be a concern about the cost of electricity. And then I was being told, I think it was last week, that there are now solar...
pepper lights?
Yeah.
Ah.
Which I thought was...
Well, that's a good idea.
Right, but I haven't been able to find them.
How does that work?
Apparently you just put them up.
You know?
You put them up, and then in the daytime, sun does what sun does, and then in the night it comes on.
I like that.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to find them. But I was told that there are solar Christmas lights, and I feel like if we have those and more people can start using those, then we'll be good.
Here's one.
We could really have an airy Christmas in the sun.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah. Yes. Pamela Lodge, and this is true as well, says you wash everything, cupboards, cabinet, everything, whitewash the stones. That used to be a thing. Whitewashing the stones.
Oh, to lift the
look of your yard space.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do that
and
anymore.
The sidewalk. Yeah,
and
that's
the sidewalk.
True. That's true. But I think that was a Labor Day thing.
No, they used to do it at Christmas too.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a big Christmas thing.
Oh, I recall it being a Labor Day thing.
Yeah, they did it at Christmas too. But no, I don't see that being done anymore. Yeah.
And even the point of Labor Day, I remember people used to get up, the whole community used to get up early, and everybody, doing a little chopping and sprucing. I don't see that anymore either. Mm-hmm. People just staying in bed for Labor Day.
Yeah. So the whitewashing, I don't see a lot of that anymore. Full disclosure, saying Tana, the Christmas traditions are dying out. Yeah. And people, they used to wait for the entire year, and then at Christmas they paint their house. Yeah. Like a full-on painting.
I don't remember the painting. I remember the changing of everything. So
your curtains.
Right. So that's where the fancy curtains used to go up. I remember that.
I think that is still done.
Can I tell you? And I remember how much I hated that because it was a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the deep clean of the year.
Right. Yeah.
It's a deep clean of the year. You change the curtains, the shower curtains, all the bed.
The mats.
The mats.
Yeah.
Yeah. You dust all the furniture. Yeah. The deep clean happens at Christmas. That is still done. Yeah, that is still done because I know, for example, in my community, pretty much everybody does that at Christmas.
I also remember having to go to Coronation Market. And again, I also hated that because my thinking was, if we are here to get tomatoes, we just passed a lady with tomatoes at the front. So why are we going all the way to the back? And I couldn't understand the logic behind that because I'm like, there's the tomato, there's the lettuce, there's the coconut. This one lady at the front have everything we went all the way to the back to get. Mm-hmm. That used to annoy me.
And what was the explanation given to you?
Them just have them preferred people they want to go to. Or, what my grandma used to say, you mustn't buy from the first price you hear or something like that. Which...
And for some people, they like to spread the money.
All right, fine. No, but it wasn't a spreading of the money. So, because we'd constantly walk, and so Jeremy have coconut. How much your coconut? $500. You have coconut. How much your coconut? $600. And we continued that for quite some time until we found the $300 coconut. And the $300 coconut was very likely almost down at Tivoli. Because it was that far into the back. And I was very annoyed by that. But I don't know if people still go to the market like that? Yeah? I hope they're not taking the kids because It upset me.
Yeah.
It upset me.
Full disclosure here says, Tana, the cleaning is still done, but the lighting is dying out, maybe because of the cost. Yeah.
Remember, you're telling me about the solar lights, King, the solar pepper lights. Yeah, we need to try to find them. So maybe we can tell people, this is where you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at William Grant Park, yeah. But make sure when you go to the market, you buy from the people on the front, because... yes, true! Mouse! No. I'm not saying the people at the back shouldn't get a sale, but I'm saying if you can get from the front, get from the front.
Make the money stretch. Make the money stretch. Yeah, if you have a lot of friends in the market, you buy buy one item from Miss Jane, you buy another
like
item from Pam.
Back in their bakes.
Yeah, let everybody make a little something.
All right, here's the compromise. I'll stay at the front and wait for you all to walk down to the back and come back, and then I'll help with the bag. So how about that?
Okay, fine.
All right. Cool.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
It's 10 minutes to 7.
Yo, catch the man on him new car.
Come in, my Jenna, make with the road. Yo, bro, stop the foolishness. We no need for you drive so fast.
Easy no youth. You see the man a big driver. Road burn up you now.
Yo, bro, stop the car and make me come out. You need to drive better.
Road safety begins with you. A message from the Road Safety Unit.
Mosquitoes can spread diseases such as dengue fever. Common symptoms of dengue include fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle pain, joint pain, skin rash, nausea, and vomiting. If you feel you have dengue fever, visit your doctor or health center, rest, drink lots of fluids, use only paracetamol for pain. Do not take aspirin or other painkillers. Protect yourself from dengue and other mosquito-borne diseases. A message from the Ministry of Health.
ABC Electrical takes this opportunity to wish good health and prosperity to all their valued customers and contractors for their business. They send a hearty thank you and gratitude for the support and look forward to serving you even better in the coming year. ABC, a better choice in the electrical business.
Tell me where you get the money transfer. Where you get the money transfer. Where you get the money transfer.
Christmas a come, give our money a run. Ask your sender to select cash pickup and collect your MoneyGram money transfer of $150 or more until December 23 at any Alliance agent for a chance to be one of 14 winners of 100,000 Jamaican dollars from each parish.
Tell me where you get the money transfer.
Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
And JAA, keeping you mobile.
Ludlow McLean is the man with Street Smarts. We go to hear from him. Let's have that report as quick as possible. Ludlow, good morning.
All right, indeed, as quick as possible. Good morning, Ricardo. Morning, important. This is the Motoring Public. And, well, I see the festivities on already. The level type of driving, but we just hope that things are intact and we minimize all the incidents. But so far, the real build-up is really going into the half a true year, but most of Malines Road, Washington Boulevard has traffic, but it's moving. It's the same thing along Constantine Road, Manningley Road, all these areas. Barbican Road, however, has a lot more traffic. Once you leave Arcadia Drive to get onto Barbican Road, it's going to be traffic going all the way around until you get to East Road, so not a problem. Barbican Road, went further on to Whitcomb and then to connect with Old and Hopewell respectively. It's not too bad right there. Our first report for the morning, about 7:15 thereabouts. It's back to you, Ricardo.
Thanks, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts. Up next, Tana has the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
And JAA, keeping you mobile.
Your word of the day, spelled P-E-R-N-I-C-I-O-U-S, spelled P-E-R-N-I-C-I-O-U-S.
Pernicious. Pernicious. Pernicious.
Your word of the day is pronounced pernicious. It's an adjective and it means deadly, destructive, or exceedingly harmful. Deadly, destructive, or exceedingly harmful. Pernicious, to use it in a sentence. The pernicious effects of smoking, the deadly effects of smoking can lead to severe health problems, including lung cancer and heart disease. Pernicious is your word of the day, first recorded in English in around 1515, between 1515 and 1525. Up next, your features at the top of the hour. The news. Germany's saying, I'm not doing anything in life. How many words have we developed?
Selfie.
Germany's saying we're not doing anything.
So we
how
should
many
come up with
words
words.
have we developed?
Yeah, okay.
Words have been developed. Check the Urban Dictionary.
Cha-cha boy, no word.
Check the Urban Dictionary. Going to our features at the top of the hour, the news.
Not every cut or graze your dog gets will need veterinary care if you know how to perform a few basic first aid steps. That said, even seemingly small wounds can develop big infections, so it's important to know when to see the vet. On Pets World today, how to perform first aid on a wounded dog. Even the most laid-back and relaxed dog could experience an accident that leads to a cut, graze, or other injury requiring first aid. That said, some wounds that may seem small can result in serious infections, so if you are in doubt about whether you should take your dog to the vet, it's always best to err on the side of caution. Taking your canine companion to the vet for a wound as soon as it occurs could save your dog a lot of pain, and you a lot of money in the long run. Guiding us through first aid tips for a wounded dog, here is registered veterinary technician Johanna Reel.
Despite our best intentions, sometimes our pets will get injured. There are many different types of injuries that can lead to bleeding. It's important to know what to do to help stop bleeding in an emergency. If your pet sustains a cut or laceration, assess whether there is excessive bleeding. If there are just a few drops of blood, simply cover the wound and head to your vet. If the wound is continually dripping blood or is squirting blood, you'll need to control the bleeding quickly. A rhythmic squirting of blood can mean an artery has been affected and needs to be stopped very quickly. To stop bleeding in a limb or the tail, a tourniquet can be used. This is a great item to keep in your first aid kit and can be found inexpensively online. Should you not have a tourniquet available, you can use anything that will have a similar effect, like shoelaces, a belt, or rope. Gently slide the tourniquet above the wound and pull to tighten it. Be sure the tourniquet is a couple of inches closer to the body than the wound and apply very tight pressure. Wrap the wound with dressing or a clean cloth and immediately seek veterinary attention. A tourniquet cannot be left on for extended periods of time. If the wound is on the trunk of the body, a tourniquet cannot be used. In this case, direct, firm pressure is very important. Use whatever may be available, like a towel, t-shirt, or clean rag to apply direct, firm pressure to the bleeding area. Keep in mind, this may cause pain in your pet, so if it is safe to do so, you may want to consider using a muzzle. Certain parts of the body tend to bleed more than others. Wounds on the ear, for example, can be extremely bloody, even if the wound is small. A tourniquet should never be used on an ear. In this case, direct pressure is the best method. If you notice any bleeding in your pet, stay calm, control the bleeding as much as possible, and get to a vet immediately. Wounds can sometimes look deceivingly small. Even a small wound has the potential for infection, so a vet visit is important.
Johanna Reel, registered veterinary technician from British Columbia in Canada. That's it for Pets World today.
fearless, and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
With the most decorated season fast approaching, I know you would love to buy everyone a gift. Reality is you can't. I'm Tana, and in Lifestyle Pages today, we tackle Christmas shopping. With the most decorated season fast approaching, I know you would love to buy everyone a gift. Reality is you can't. I'm Tana, and in Lifestyle Pages today, we tackle Christmas shopping. It's common for you to overspend at this time of the year. It's the season of giving, and you want to please everyone by getting a gift. Make a list with a budget and stick to it. To ensure that this happens, ask a family member to make a list and choose the cheapest item. Mom and dad counts as well, but limit gifts to your household and send other close friends and members of your family a card. Do some research on the internet first. Find out which store has the item you want. Go get those deals. In recent times, stores start their deals weeks before. Save yourself the rush and start shopping early. Happy shopping! And those were your Lifestyle Pages. I'm Tana.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Are you struggling with mental health issues? Call the Mental Health and Suicide Prevention Hotline at 888 New Life. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Information Service is...
It's news time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston or Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 27 out west in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good morning to you. I'm Ricardo Brooks. Coming up in the news at 7 for this morning, Wednesday, December 13, 2023. Members of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee called for review of standing orders related to reports from the anti-corruption body. Increased penalties coming under the Domestic Violence Act. The defense blasts police for recording statement from key witness in Beachy Stout murder trial without an attorney. Religious leaders call for clarity on the Prime Minister's thinking on hate speech laws. In international news, negotiators at COP28 have reached a new deal to move away from fossil fuels. The details after the break.
The news at 7 is brought to you by Magna Motors. Drive Hyundai with no payments until May 2024. Hyundai, Hyundai.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. Members of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee called for a review of the standing orders as it relates to the handling of reports from the anti-corruption body. This after members expressed some reluctance in second-guessing reports from the Integrity Commission. So strong was the concern that Chairman of the Oversight Committee, Edmund Bartlett, took the matter to the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
Just a little over a month ago, House Speaker Juliet Holness set down new rules for the handling of reports submitted by the Integrity Commission. The first set of reports affected by this policy involved the failure by 4 employees of Petrojam in filing their statutory declarations. Already, one committee member, Philip Paulwell, was unwilling to review investigative reports from the IC.
Just to be absolutely clear, because the position was put today that as a member of that committee, I don't feel comfortable reviewing reports of investigation from the Integrity Commission. And in fact, propose strongly that when we look at the standing orders, that be reviewed. So the focus will be on their annual report to see whether or not they have enough funding to do their operations and so on, but not to get into their findings. We should adopt without question their recommendations in terms of the various...
Mr. Paulwell's position was backed up by Committee Chairman Edmund Bartlett. On top of the concern of second-guessing the Integrity Commission, Mr. Bartlett also questioned the feasibility of having to review what could amount to hundreds of reports.
That came about because there was a view, the number of reports that are likely to come, given that there are over 10,000 declarations that the Commission has to investigate, may put the committee in a position where it does not even have the capacity to review appropriately. But, Mr. Speaker, we recognize that there had to be a deeper thought behind the framers as 73D was established. And I think that we didn't want to second guess, but we are of the view that whilst we are now in the Joint Select Committee reviewing the Act itself overall, that we may want to invite the Speaker of the House to look at the standing orders and to see whether or not there is need for any tweaking.
House Speaker Juliet Holness says she's aware of the concerns and will give them due focus in an upcoming review of the standing orders.
House Leader, in asking that the motion be adopted, let me also respond to indicate we have already moved a motion to convene a review of the standing orders, but we hear you loud and clear as chairman of the Oversight Committee. It would not be unusual or improper to focus first on the review of the section that is being deliberated and is of concern, and then we continue in the general review of the standing orders.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Thanks, Siobhan. Two religious leaders are opining on potential moves by the government to introduce hate speech laws in the country. The Roman Catholic Archbishop of Kingston, Kenneth Richards, called for clarity, noting the possibility of such legislation infringing on religious freedoms.
Although things are changing with respect to what has become acceptable in contradistinction with respect to previously when certain sexual orientation or sexual aberration, preaching against them did not cause any necessary social concern. But of course, with changing times and development of new rights, sometimes persons may have objection with respect to the church. And so I don't know if this is intended for censorship, but with respect to in the society where there's inciting to attack persons or group for one reason or another based on race, orientation, and such the like, I don't see. I think the government needs to give some clarity with respect to what they are trying to address.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently signaled that the government is considering the introduction of such laws to tackle social violence. Hate speech is defined as abusive or threatening speech or writing that expresses prejudice based on ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or similar grounds. Anglican priest Father Sean Major Campbell also supports the move. He says there's a need for laws which can help reduce the level of violence faced by the country.
Whenever the state is going to exercise such power, it should always be checked in the context of human dignity, equality, and justice for all, and certainly in accordance with the principles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That said, I would also want to observe that I believe it is commendable that and would be commendable if we would move in the direction of some of our first world neighbors with regards to becoming a more peaceful and orderly society. And one of the ways is going to be to address violence in all its manifestations. And one of those manifestations happen to be hate speech.
Father Sean Major Campbell, Anglican priest. The gentlemen were speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. Attorney for Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald slammed a policeman for recording a statement from the prosecution's key witness, Denvelin Bubler Minot, in the absence of an attorney. Beachy Stout and another man, Oscar Barnes, are accused of the July 20, 2020 murder of his second wife, Tonya Hamilton MacDonald. The statement in question was recorded by the police witness on August 3, 2020. In his defense, the detective pointed out that two JPs were present, but Christopher Townsend questioned the qualifications of the JPs to inform Bubler of his legal rights. At that time, Bubler was only being questioned as a person of interest by the police. His status was updated to a suspect after he reportedly started to implicate himself in the murder. The detective said efforts were made by his superior to contact attorneys on Bubler's behalf. But Mr. Townsend dismissed the claim as being hearsay, noting that the detective wasn't present when any calls were made. He asked, "Were you in the presence of anyone who called a counsel?" The witness responded, "No." Mr. Townsend pressed further. So the truth is you don't know whether or not any counsel was called. To which the detective said, I took the feedback of my superior and I believed him. I have no reason to disbelieve my superior. I am confident and satisfied that my superior called attorneys. Mr. Townsend flatly rejected his response, saying your belief is irrelevant. The matter will resume this morning at 10. The man on trial for the 2017 murder of 15-year-old Shanika Gray Gregory Roberts smiled in court upon hearing that his ex-girlfriend had saved his contact information in her phone as Cross's number 2. The expression from Roberts came while a digital forensic officer, Detective Inspector Kamar Smith, gave evidence in the St. James Circuit Court on Tuesday. Detective Inspector Smith carried out a digital forensic analysis on Roberts' mobile phone on February 4, 2017. Robian Williams has that story.
Among the items extracted and analyzed from the white Samsung Galaxy mobile phone was a string of text messages between Roberts and other people pertaining to the case. A thumbnail image of a video or photo that was deleted was also retrieved from the phone. On Tuesday, Detective Inspector Smith revealed that a second phone was analyzed. He told the court that a black and blue Samsung smartphone belonging to Roberts' ex-girlfriend was processed. He said the phone contained text messages between Roberts and his ex-girlfriend. The detective presented the first set of messages in court in digital and verbal format. The communication took place over 2 days. January 29, 2017, at 2:25 p.m., Roberts messaged his ex-girlfriend. It read, "You are not going to believe that." At 3:26 p.m., he sent another message saying, "Someone going tomorrow." At 8:22 p.m., he messaged her saying, "Me I go make you know me now. I am going to video myself." Another message at 10:15 p.m. on that same day read, "You will hear what happened, but make sure me G." On January 30, 2017, Roberts continued to message his ex-girlfriend. Between 6:53 a.m. and 7:54 a.m., he messaged, "Now you took my money under false pretense. Are your life me I try save? You deaf? Call me." At 7:57 a.m., Roberts' ex-girlfriend sent a one-word response. "Yes." Then she sent a question at 8 a.m. "Don't you see me calling you?" Roberts replied, "Unlock the number, quick." His ex-girlfriend responded, "It unlocked now." On Monday, it was revealed in other text messages that Roberts boasted of making a sacrifice as he warned his ex-girlfriend to repay him money she had fleeced him. Detective Inspector Smith said he examined another phone that is relevant to the case. He'll continue his testimony on Thursday when the trial resumes. Shanika's body was discovered in bushes in Irwin, St. James on February 1, 2017, with multiple stab wounds. Roberts and another accused, Mario Morrison, were arrested and charged with the schoolgirl's murder. Morrison pleaded guilty to her murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Robian Williams for Nationwide News.
Thanks, Robian. The Gender Minister Olivia Grange says proposed amendments to the Domestic Violence Act will see increased penalties for individuals convicted of breaching the legislation.
Madam Speaker, Clause 4 of the bill provides for amendments to subsection 1 of Section 5 of the Principal Act by A. Deleting the paltry sum of $10,000 and substituting the words $1 million. Deleting the words 6 months and substituting therefore the words 1 year. And C, introducing a new subsection 1A after subsection 1 to afford the minister the capacity to amend the monetary penalties under the legislation subject to affirmative resolution.
A joint select committee of Parliament is to be established to review several of the proposed amendments to the Domestic Violence Act. Minister Grange says provisions will also be included in the Act to prohibit certain actions of an abuser.
The subsection now reads that an application may be made to the court for a protection order, and I quote, against a respondent in respect of alleged conduct to prohibit the respondent from 1. entering or staying in the prescribed person's household. 2, entering any area specified in the protection order where the residence of the prescribed person is located. 3, harassing the prescribed person. 4, damaging property of the said prescribed person. And 5, dealing with the property of the prescribed person in a way which can be considered abuse of the prescribed person.
Olivia Grange, the gender minister, she was speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the opposition leader Mark Golding has expressed concern at what he says is the inadequate approach by the minister to amendments to the Domestic Violence Act.
We are not addressing the fundamental challenges of domestic violence by this legislation. And the Joint Select Committee had called for a general and broad review of the Act. Didn't have time to do that go around because so much time had been spent on the other pieces of legislation and we're anxious to wrap up the work of that committee. So I was actually hoping to hear from the minister that she would be appointing another Joint Select Committee to focus specifically on domestic violence so that all stakeholders, and there are many stakeholders, this is an issue which there is wide public interest in, and there are many stakeholders in the society who are very involved in this and want to see fundamental reform.
Mark Golding, the opposition leader, he was speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. In international news now, negotiators at COP28 have reached a new deal which they say signals the world's desire to move away from fossil fuels over the next few decades. The effort is the latest attempt by world leaders to address climate change. Representatives from nearly 200 countries gathered in a public meeting in Dubai to support the new deal. It comes one day after the climate summit was scheduled to close. Moments after opening Wednesday's session, the COP28 president gave approval of the central document with a drop of the gavel. The agreement contains much stronger language on fossil fuels compared to a previous proposal. For the first time, the text calls for transitioning away from fossil fuels in energy systems in a just, orderly and equitable manner. It says governments must accelerate action in this critical decade so as to achieve net zero by 2050 in keeping with science. That's the news at 7 this morning. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
The news at 7 was brought to you by Magna Motors. Drive Hyundai with no payments until May 2024. Hyundai, Hyundai.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is...
It's 15 minutes after 7.
Get a career in real estate with the Real Estate Training Institute. They offer exclusive training and certification in real estate sales, appraisals, and management. Fully customized course content on their MyReady online learning management platform. Flexible and convenient online delivery and affordable rates. Exposure to a wealth of knowledge and industry leaders who will boost your real estate career. Contact the Real Estate Training Institute at 876-633-1292 or 876-350-6761. The Real Estate Training Institute, where knowledge meets success.
Avoid walking alone and walk in well-lit areas. If you believe you are being followed, proceed to a crowded area. Stay vigilant and if possible, go to the nearest police station. This Christmas safety tip is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security.
I earn hugs and rewards.
I earn smiles and rewards.
Whatever you get from giving your gifts this holiday season is made even better when you use your Sagicor Bank credit card because you'll earn rewards on every dollar you spend.
I earn.
Dad, you're the best!
Use your Sagicor Bank credit card to do all your holiday spending and earn the best rewards ever. Conditions apply.
Every family is counting on financial stability. Every entrepreneur is counting on the power to grow. Every dreamer is counting on a plan to succeed. And in every success story, it's the first step that counts. GK Mutual Funds, with investments in local and international markets, helps you build your own wealth. It's the perfect start to your financial journey. Visit gk-capital.com for more. GK Mutual Funds, powered by GK Capital and Unit Trust Corporation.
Christmas is togetherness. Flow is giving you their best. Christmas is special savings. That's just what Flow is bringing. Christmas is the joy of giving. Flow has just what you've been wishing. At Flow, it's a celebration. Free phone and earbuds for you.
Get a free Samsung phone and earbuds when you sign up for Flow Yard and Road for only $4,999 plus GCT.
Flow makes Christmas bright and blue because it's all inspired by
Visit
you.
the Flow store to sign up today. Conditions apply.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
And
JAA, keeping you mobile.
Minutes after 7, and we head to the streets now to hear from Ludlow McLean. He has Street Smarts. Morning again, Ludlow.
Morning again, Ricardo. Listeners, viewers, motoring public, and just to let you know that the traffic has built up now. You remember it was moving along, and some places it was actually free-flowing, but much of the areas covered that has traffic now. Reddy's Road, really, as you get over that overpass between Dunrobin and Washington Boulevard, you're going to have traffic. This traffic is going to take you across the Eastern Park Road. Then you're going to connect with traffic flowing in the southbound direction along Compton Spring Road, heading into Half Street. As I said from this morning, much of Half Street is quite busy, quite active. Going through Castle Park, not much of a problem in that particular area. And then if you're on Castle Park Road, going across to Walton Park Road, it's fairly steady. But remember the traffic from Mullines Road heading into Half Street. There's a lot of movement there heading towards Eastwood Park Road. Now, going further along Walton Park Road, you'll also observe some traffic coming from Bay Farm Road, connecting with Walton Park Road. And then some of that traffic is making its way onto Newark Avenue, then onto Teasing Avenue, and then going across to Elsbeth Avenue to connect with East Road. And it is fairly steady. Those traffic they're actually making their way onto Amara Road, then going through the Richmond Park community via Amara Crescent, or going further down towards Prism Avenue. That has some traffic, but it's moving. When you get onto Maxfield Avenue, going across to Lyndhurst Road, you also have traffic going further down and across Russell Road, taking you across the Retirement Road, and that area is quite busy. That Retirement Road leads you into the Crossroads area. Most of the traffic will be building later on, and as I said, intersections are quite busy at the moment. I want to also remind the motorists that if you come across, before you get to those yellow markings at the intersections, it means that you're not, please do not get caught in that intersection. They have done a lot of markings overnight, and I guess they're going to continue at most intersections. So be careful. Do not find yourself in that intersection. You could be prosecuted. And also, I'm reminding you not to park on the pedestrian crossing. These are two gentle reminders. Very important, I should say. As usual, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. Ricardo.
Thanks, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts. Up next, the front page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
And JAA, keeping you mobile.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
ABC Electrical takes this opportunity to wish good health and prosperity to all their valued customers and contractors for their business. They send a hearty thank you and gratitude for the support and look forward to serving you even better in the coming year. ABC, a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're now tuned in to our discussion segment, The Front Page. This morning, we're focusing on tourism boom, $52 billion. That's how much the tourism industry has contributed to the nation's coffers in direct revenues since January 1. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett told the House of Representatives on Tuesday that the figure is different from the $4.2 billion in earnings expected to be generated by a record number of visitors to the island this year. He says visitor arrivals have grown by 24% since the start of the year, and Minister Bartlett says tourism is on a roll, recording 10 consecutive quarters of growth since the COVID-19 pandemic. The minister also challenged assertions that the upturn in the industry is not being felt by ordinary Jamaicans.
For the fact that 2.8 million stopovers will come, it will mean just on the surface, without any consumption pattern expressed, $336 million or 52 billion Jamaican dollars into the economy even before the tourists start to breathe air in this country. And then, of course, when you add now the food and the transport that they use, and the cars that they have all, and the Airbnb and the everything else, and you will understand what we're talking about when we say that the flow-through effect of the tourism dollar in the economy is substantial.
That's Edmund Bartlett, the tourism minister. Last week, chairman of the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, Heath Duncan, told the nation that for the first time in decades, the country achieved a current account surplus, making it a net exporter of goods and services. The current account represents a country's imports and exports of goods and services, payments made to foreign investors, and transfers such as foreign aid. While Jamaica continues to import more goods than it exports, the difference in the current account balance was made up primarily through gains in tourism, coupled with robust improvements in exports and remittances. The Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, joins us now. Good morning to you.
He's actually scheduled to join us, and I think it's important that we play the rap in full. Jermaine, if you could just go into 5 o'clock. Jermaine, if you could just go into 5 o'clock and just play that rap in full from Siobhan to hear what the minister told the House of Representatives yesterday while he was giving this update, because it's interesting to think that the sector has rebounded in such a way that it is now surpassing the pre-COVID levels. Yeah, so it's the first story in 5 o'clock yesterday.
Tourism is booming. That's the message from Ed Bartlett. He says visitor arrivals have grown by 24% since the start of the year.
I'm pleased to announce estimates indicating that the island should record a total of 4,122,100 visitors for the period January to December 2023. Madam Speaker, this would signal an increase of 23.7% over the total number of visitors recorded in 2022. Of this number, Madam Speaker, 2,875,549 are expected to be stopover visitors, and that, as you know, is the bread and butter, which represents a 16% increase over the number of stopover arrivals recorded in 2022.
Minister Bartlett says tourism is on a roll, recording 10 consecutive quarters of growth since the COVID-19 pandemic.
But, Madam Speaker, the better news is that the indications are that at the end of the next quarter, December 31st, we will again show significant growth to make it the 11th consecutive quarter of growth. In terms of tourism earnings, Madam Speaker, this influx of visitors expected to generate a whopping $4.265 billion in 2023, representing a projected increase of 17.8% over the revenue secured in 2022 and 17.2%, and this is important, 17.2% increase over the pre-pandemic year of 2019.
The minister also challenged assertions that the upturn in the industry is not being felt by ordinary Jamaicans.
For the fact that 2.8 million stopovers will come, it will mean just on the surface, without any consumption pattern expressed, 336 million US dollars or 52 billion Jamaican dollars into the economy even before the tourists start to breathe air in this country. And then, of course, when you add now the food that they and the transport that they use, and the cars that they have all, and the Airbnb and the everything else, and you will understand what we're talking about when we say that the flow-through effect of the tourism dollar in the economy is substantial.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
We now have the Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett. Good morning, Minister.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Lots of good news coming out of Parliament yesterday from you, Minister Bartlett. And persons are wondering this morning, what has accounted for this amazing rebound and so quickly after COVID? And if the airline seats, additional airline seats, has anything to do with it?
The one big word that I want to use this morning is called collaboration. You know, cooperation and an alignment of policy, programs and projects. I have never seen a sector so united like the tourism sector today. And I think one of the goodness I believe that attends to a minister sometimes is to have that kind of alignment and collaboration within the area of portfolio responsibilities. And I really want to lay it at the feet of the private sector partners and my team at the ministry, headed by Jennifer Griffith and, of course, the JTB, John Lynch and Donovan White and Delano Seavright. And I could name the teams throughout, but, this morning time won't even allow it. However, I really want to say that results come when there is that level of coordination, collaboration, and cooperation. The marketing efforts have been strong. The partnerships that we have forged during and after COVID have just served so well. The innovation that the team have adopted and the creative and I want to add another person, if you'll allow me, Professor Lloyd Waller at the University of the West Indies, who has been a consultant to me for the last 7 years. And he's done extremely good work, academic work for us, and has helped to guide a lot of the policy positions that we have taken and the actions that follow.
Hold it there for us, Minister.
To put teams together.
Hold it there for us. We're up on
Wilfred Bagaloo from Price Waterhouse, and Jessica Shannon, and Adam Stewart, Ian Deere, John Biles, Wayne Cummings, Nicola Madden Craig, and the name goes on. And they've always been there. And they have the sense of what building resilience is all about, one. But two, they have the sense of really putting their shoulders to the wheel. And that's really what happened.
All right, hold it there for us, Minister.
I have to say that to Jamaica. It's because our people put their shoulders to the wheel.
We're up on a break. Hold it there for us. After the break, want to pick up on the marketing efforts specifically and the innovations in the sector.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
28 minutes to 8.
Drive into Christmas with a brand new Hyundai vehicle with no loan payment until May 2024. Yes, Hyundai pays for your first 5 loan payments, plus 2 years free service, 5 years warranty, and 0 processing fees. No more waiting on taxis or hitching rides. Get your Hyundai vehicle with 5 free payments on Duro this Christmas. Limited time offer while stocks last. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
Jumpstart your fitness goals with Express Fitness.
Sign up today and restart your fitness journey at an Express Fitness location near you. Enjoy safe, comfortable, and well-equipped gyms from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Call 554-5180 for a full listing of our open locations. Express Fitness. Express Fitness. Your goal, our mission.
We're counting down the days to that magical time of year, and at Active Home Center, we have so many gifts to share. Let's get together for the holidays and make every room and floor feel the magic this Christmas from the treasures we have in store. Tiles, kitchen and appliances, windows and doors, bathrooms, furniture, lighting, and so much more. Visit our showrooms in Kingston and Montego Bay or online at ActiveHomeCenter.com. Active Home Center, more savings, more choices.
Ready to shop for the holidays? This year, do your shopping at the JN Pop-Up Mall.
Yes, from December 15 to 17 at JN Bank Chief Office, Halfway Tree, 2 to 4 Constant Spring Road. Get the best holiday shopping deals from a wide selection of small businesses and artisans, offering products and services in beauty, fashion, food, auto, arts and crafts.
And there's more. Access the full range of services from the JN Group. Come secure personal loans, auto loans, credit cards, small business products, investment opportunities, and get your free JN Money Card.
Shop while being entertained with good music and vibes. It's all at the JN Pop-Up Mall. See what JN has in store for you and yours this holiday season. Visit jngroup.com for details. Jamaica National Group. We'll help you find a way.
We're having problems with our main YouTube page, but you can still enjoy our live stream on the YouTube platform. Go to Nationwide 90 FM Live or backup page to enjoy your favorite Nationwide programs. You can get there by simply typing at Nationwide News Network in your YouTube search window. You can also listen and interact with us through the Nationwide app and on your radio at 90.1, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide this morning. We are focusing on the boom in tourism, and we have the minister himself, Edmund Bartlett, before the break, laying out that what has happened here is as a result of cooperation and collaboration in the sector, and the minister also credited marketing and innovation. So I wanted to know, Minister Bartlett, what are we doing differently than the rest of the countries in the regions in terms of innovation?
Right. So I think we showed that innovation in the applications that we had for creative endeavors during the COVID. So we established the Resilient Corridor, for example. That was an innovation that had worldwide attention, where we were able to create a kind of a bubble that enabled safe, secure touristic activities. And we had outstanding outcome of less than 1% infection within that geographic space. The training that we did of our workers and the certification, online certification activities was another element of utilizing, as I call, the whole area of digitization and virtualization. And that connected us also with the markets of the world. We were able, another innovation, to marry over 400 couples simultaneously across the world during COVID. We did it with a ceremony at Laughing Water. It really blew the world apart, because here we were saying to you, even though you are together apart, when we can be together again, Jamaica is where you come to celebrate that honeymoon. So we are benefiting from those kinds of innovation. The other important area for us was looking at the U.S. market in a different way. And the U.S. market has responded, and it has responded also with a new, well, not a new demographic, but with the expansion of a demographic that we have always known and literally didn't pay too much attention to, the Afro-American group. It's like a whole influx of Afro-American partners into the Jamaican tourism space unprecedented, and they're coming well heeled, at the highest level of consumption, and are occupying the most prestigious areas within our accommodation space. So we have broken, for example, the 2 million mark for stopover arrivals in the US, which is unprecedented. The effect of that was to provide some $2.7 billion of earnings just from the US alone this year. So utilizing proximity, the known, and also when we did the exit polls for the Afro-Americans, for example, the top response was that they felt at home, they felt wanted, they felt loved, they felt respected in this destination. And I think that has gone a long way.
Your opposition's counterpart, she has said, sure, boom, yes, there's a boom, but that boom isn't creating the linkages necessary to ensure that those at the bottom of the tourism ladder are feeling the effects. How do you respond to that?
I don't know which space she's operating in, but I have not an awful lot to say on that, except that the level of inclusion of the ordinary man in the tourism value chain today is unprecedented in Jamaica's history. When we look at the Alex platform that we established along with RADA for small farmers with 1 acre, half acre, 2 acres and 3 acres, in 1 year with the platform, we had $1 billion of trade between these small farmers and hotels.
And that's the app.
And that's the app alone. Not to talk about those who are not tech-savvy and are not involved in that, just the app alone. When we look at what we have done with providing credit facilities at Exim Bank for small and mini tourism enterprises across, we have lent $1.5 billion to over 400 entities of small people operators, and they're all over the island. So, these are things that have happened before. When you look even at the outcome from our balance of trade, you will see that there's less import of certain type of goods which are now being consumed from our local providers in Jamaica.
And on the Alex app, Minister Bartlett, how many farmers are on the app? How many farmers are trading goods on that app to hoteliers?
I don't have the exact number at the moment, but what I can say to you is that the number would have to be encouraging, given that it's technology that's new, and also that our people are so widely dispersed across, and the broadband situation doesn't allow for every single area where there's agricultural practices for those farmers to benefit. But what has happened is that with Airbnb, the impact of the average provider of tourism services across Jamaica is hugely expanded. And we are going to be doing a study in 2024, because right now we have an RFP out to do the study of the impact of an additional 20,000 rooms on the economy of Jamaica, what it will do for jobs, what it will require also of you for infrastructure and for what we call carrying capacity, what level of training you will have to do to create also new skill sets beyond the fact of certifying and building the stack of credentials within the industry. It's also about new and exciting experiential areas that we will have to train our people to assume. So it's a lot that we have to now do, now that tourism is at the level that it is. I indicated a $52 billion impact just on state revenue. And this is not about even the consumption pattern of the visitor being visited as yet. It's all just about that glorious thinking of coming to Jamaica, yes. Before you even arrive properly at the airport, we are benefiting.
Let's look at one area that they engage in when they arrive, the craft markets. About 2 weeks ago, the president of the Pineapple Craft Market, Claire Pinkbrew, she said she didn't expect craft vendors to benefit from the boom in the winter tourist season. Yeah, and I know the ministry has said that there are some challenges there in terms of upgrading the craft markets, etc. Talk to us about what more is being done to ensure that those vendors in particular benefit.
I'm happy you raised that because only 2 days ago, I was talking to the team about how do we now look at reimagining some of the service areas in the context of the new tourism. 1 billion new tourists are going to be moving across the globe. The issue is where they're going to go and what it is that is going to drive them to come to your destination. We need to reinvent our entire craft creative output. And we need to seriously enable our people to have more what I call autochthonous products, meaning products that come from the bowels and the bellies of the people of Jamaica. The people are not coming to be excited about made in Taiwan and made in Japan and made elsewhere.
So part of the challenge you see is what they're offering in the market, the craft market.
Absolutely, and we're going to have to do more on that. And this is something that we're committed to. We're committed to that. We tried to establish the Jamaica Center for Craft Development along with Edna Madness School. And we'll have to work closer with the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. And, in the earlier comments, when I was talking about credits to individuals, sometimes in government, we don't credit each other enough and the work that each ministry does to enable tourism to happen. Because tourism doesn't exist on its own. We can only be because others have made us. Because our Prime Minister and the Cabinet is there behind us. Because Agriculture Minister is behind it. Because the Minister of Industry is behind it. Because the Minister of Security Major is behind it. Because the Minister of Health is behind it. And we can go on and on. Telecommunications and transportation. All of these, water and roads. It's very important. So tourism is a confluence of all of those key and important activities. And so this is where the whole craft sector, which really doesn't fall under tourism, as you know, is really a marketing function. And because we bring the visitors in, we try to connect in the same way that we do with the farmers. But the hard cold facts are we need to reimagine that craft sector of ours. The complaints are too many, and they seem to be repetitive in the same old, and part of that reason is the same old supplies and products we have. We need to reinvent ourselves in that area.
And Minister, are we to expect more airline seats next year, and from where?
Oh yes, this is something that's very exciting within our sector now. And I don't think we have ever seen 951,000 seats out of the United States last year has gone up to 1,500,000 seats out of the U.S. alone. And then, of course, the rest of the world is now coming to us because we now have another 450 seats from Europe, from Canada. Canada is booming again. Out of Eastern Europe, and we are going to have to do some visitor facilitation there, some visa arrangements to facilitate the Eastern Europe traffic, which is now moving, apace. Bulgaria, Estonia, Hungary, all of those places, and even Uzbekistan, places like we never thought were interested in Jamaica, are now finding their way here. So new markets are going to emerge from other parts of the world that traditionally were never touristic, as the whole geopolitics shift and the geoeconomics also shift with it. India is going to play a big role in the future too in terms of source marketing, as China and Indonesia and some of the Eastern Asian countries. So the Middle East is showing great interest in Jamaica. and in the Caribbean. And even though we're going to have to change our product line to facilitate them too, and we have to look at diversification in terms of product quality and to build out a stronger luxury brand and a luxury experience in the region to facilitate them. These are changes that we are preparing our hearts and minds for when we complete that study I spoke about earlier for the impact on 20,000 new rooms. We're going to be looking at those. And so I think Jamaica is in for, a touristic boom that is not just about revenues for government, but it is about inclusive growth for all and to involve a larger group of Jamaicans. And I wanted to make another emphasis because I think sometimes we think about tourism and we think about the hotels only. And that's good. But it is not about the hotels only. It's about the supplies that we can find. And the ownership of the supply side of tourism must be local. It is we who must own it, and that's where the wealth is. The consumption pattern of the tourist is 5 times that of the local. Meaning to say, if you need 1 egg for me, you have to find 5 eggs for the tourist per day. And you can name the other consumption items and multiply by that factor like that. So what it is going to require of us, the local, is to produce more. And as we do that, we earn more, and become wealthy. And that's the prosperity that this government is offering.
Edmund Bartlett, the Minister of Tourism, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Going to take a break and come back with the head of PSTEB.
Traffic.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
10 minutes to 8.
Christmas is on the way and bringing friends and family with it. I'm Jack, owner of Paradise Patio Furniture and Grills in Montego Bay. This year, entertain in style with a new patio or dining set and grill from Paradise Patio. We offer teak, aluminum, and wicker furniture, umbrellas too. Our high-quality American-made grills make a great gift, and we offer easy financing on everything. Buy today and enjoy tonight at Paradise Patio Furniture and Grills, Winter Village Mall, Montego Bay.
Blend Skincare has been providing exceptional skincare services for over 28 years. They specialize in non-needle skin tightening, muscle toning for face and neck, customized age group facial services, wart or skin tag removal, laser Hollywood rejuve, laser, waxing or sugar hair removal, and customized body massages. Call Blend Skincare at 876-978-3191 or 876-667-7002 or visit them at 8 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston 5.
Drive into Christmas with a brand new Hyundai vehicle with no loan payment until May 2024. Yes, Hyundai pays for your first 5 loan payments, plus 2 years free service, 5 years warranty, and 0 processing fees. No more waiting on taxis or hitching rides. Get your Hyundai vehicle with 5 free payments on Duro this Christmas. Limited time offer while stocks last. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
Every family is counting on financial stability. Every entrepreneur is counting on the power to grow. Every dreamer is counting on a plan to succeed. And in every success story, it's the first step that counts. GK Mutual Funds, with investments in local and international markets, helps you build your own wealth. It's the perfect start to your financial journey. Visit gk-capital.com for more. GK Mutual Funds, powered by GK Capital and Unit Trust Corporation.
Make a deal.
Yes, Kemlani Mart is making deals.
Really? Deals like what?
On scratch, dented, new furniture and appliances.
Oh, that's great.
And that's not all. Kemlani Mart has tiles, toilets, doors at crazy low prices.
So I can make a deal on a sofa set?
Of course, and dining room sets, outdoor furniture, ACs and more. No reasonable offer will be refused.
Only at Kemlani Mart, Manor Center and 77 King Street.
I love this place, you see.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, turning our attention now to traffic management plans for the festive season. Amidst twinkling lights and joyful melodies, the Christmas season thrives with bustling markets, frenzied shopping and merry gatherings, and streets hum with excitement as people rush to find the perfect gifts and other things. And with that comes what? Traffic. So traffic management is vital. And joining us now to talk about traffic management plans for the festive season is Head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, ACP Gary McKenzie. Good morning to you, ACP.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Ricardo, Tana, listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. ACP McKenzie, what are those hotspot areas, those town centers that will need more of your members, and how are you assessing those plans, and what will the plans be?
Well, our two main cities will be buzzing with a lot of traffic, both vehicular and pedestrian traffic. Also, we expect that our highways and our main townships, as well as main roads leading in and out of communities. We also expect that our commercial centers and all the places that have commercial activities will be buzzing. We also expect that our transportation hubs and our marketplaces, those areas will also have quite a bit of movement of persons and traffic. So in terms of safety, which is our number one priority as a police force as it relates to our citizens, our intention is to occupy all the spaces that we know will have greater levels and volumes of vehicles and persons. And one of the things that we aim to ensure that order pervade, one of the things with heightened movement and volume of people and traffic is that if we do not have order, then we will have chaos and a lot of congestion. And so that will be one of our main priorities. We also aim to be quite responsive to ensure that wherever any incident occur, especially as it relates to motor vehicle crashes, or if there are any large gatherings resulting in any incident, that we are very responsive and are able to treat with them immediately so that we can have normalcy.
Mm-hmm. And in relation to the motorcycles that were handed over to the JCF recently, how will that help to bolster your response this festive season?
It will help greatly. For one is that we will have more visibility, greater movement, especially through traffic. And it will also aid in our response. And one of the things that we aim to clamp down on, is street crimes. And we know that not everyone will be out there doing lawful business. There are some persons who will want to participate in nefarious activities, and so we will prevent those as best as we can.
Mm-hmm. Are your members already deployed in greater numbers in any of the town centers across the country?
Definitely so. We have started that process from the end of last month. We hope to intensify it in the coming week, and we should see more persons out.
Mm-hmm. And ACP, the police can't be everywhere, but if you could give some tips this morning to our shoppers about their safety and how they go out and shop and protect themselves and their assets, what would you say this morning?
Well, the first thing I would say is that persons need to ensure that they know where they are going. Whenever they intend to go out, it is always best to move in groups. It is also best to do what you're doing within the day rather than the night. It is also important not to expose your valuables. That when people shop, sometimes they leave valuables on seats. Vehicles are not tinted and so on. That we encourage that is not done. We also encourage persons to report anything suspicious that they see to put to the police, because it is better that we respond and check out something that is not that serious more than it is left and it envelop into something which is very serious.
Unfortunately, ACP, as you know well, this is the time when the craziness seems to increase on the roads in terms of how we drive as Jamaicans. What's the word to people as they head out this festive season to the parties and all the other festive gatherings?
Well, it is important that, for example, if one decides to go to parties, that you really go in groups where there is a designated driver. It is not good to drink and drive. It is also very important that you have someone within your group that is conscious. We always have that kind of person, and so we should not leave him or her behind. It is very important that, as I said before, you plan your journey. Do not go to places that you are not familiar with. It is also very important that once persons go out to entertainment, they should ensure that they know how they are reaching home. We find that sometimes persons go to these places and, at the end of it, they are left stranded. And it is not good to take vehicles or to seek transportation with persons that you do not know. So all these things are very important.
And what are you gathering in Mandeville, Manchester ACP? It seems the motoring public is complaining about those new traffic changes.
Well, as with anything else, anything that is new, it will cause a little bit of jitters. I think that we have to ensure that the public is aware of the changes. I believe that the changes will serve well going forward because when we establish one-ways, it is always much better than having traffic flowing on two sides. And so to establish that kind of round-robin one-way system is going to serve us better in the long run.
Mm-hmm. And you don't see that causing any difficulty as people try to adjust during the Christmas season, where there's more than likely going to be way more traffic in town centers like Mandeville?
Well, as I say before, it is a matter of persons just understanding what we are trying to achieve. Usually, when you have a one-way, it makes parking more available. I know that persons who might come to turn right to access a particular street, instead of doing that, they will now have to turn left and go around. And sometimes persons get a little frustrated because of that. But as soon as they get into it, what is expected is that we will have signs. I know that signs are up. What we will do from a police perspective is to be visible to assist motorists to understand how they can navigate their way, and it should help.
ACP Gary McKenzie, head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Gonna take a break for Cross Jamaica.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
a minute after 8.
Across Jamaica is brought to you by the Contractor Center. We provide solutions for everyday challenges.
from the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside. It's Across Jamaica this morning.
With Across Jamaica this morning, I'm Ricardo Brooks. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Trenchtown, Kingston 12. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, December 12, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Thursday, December 14. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises for 48 hours unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. A 26-year-old Osagi Marshall, otherwise called Billy, a construction worker of McIntyre Villa, Dunkirk, Kingston 16, has been charged with murder. The charges stem from the fatal shooting of a man in McIntyre Villa in the parish on Tuesday, January 31. Dead is 32-year-old Nico Barrett of McIntyre Villa, Kingston 16. Along with the murder of Barrett, Marshall has also been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and possession of ammunition. Reports are, at about 6 p.m., Barrett was standing along a pathway in the community when he was pounced upon by Marshall and another man who was traveling on foot. They reportedly opened gunfire, hitting him multiple times. The police were alerted and Barrett was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched and Marshall was arrested. He was charged on Monday, December 11, after he was questioned in the presence of his attorney. Marshall's court date has not yet been finalized and his accomplice is currently being sought by the police. The National Water Commission, the NWC, is advising that operations at its Spanish Town treatment facility in St. Catherine will be disrupted from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. This is to facilitate the continuation of pipeline repair works along Jobs Lane. Customers are being encouraged to store water for use during the period. Areas to be affected include Spanish Town, Westmore, Hampton Green, Lakemore Gardens, Newton Avenue, Nugent Street and McCoy's Land. The NWC says the other areas include Mayfair Mews, Brunswick Avenue, Jobs Lane, Whitewater Meadows, Heartlands, McCookspen, Liba Gardens, Sydenham Gardens, Wedgwood Gardens, Willowdean and Hopedale. The Energy Ministry is undertaking a pilot program to provide solar lamps to households that do not have access to electricity. The Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz informed that 10,000 lamps will be distributed across all 63 constituencies. Members of Parliament will be responsible for disseminating them among their constituents. MPs representing deep rural areas will receive 200 lamps each, 160 each will go to MPs in mixed areas, and 100 each for corporate area MPs. Each handheld solar lamp has different brightness settings, a spotlight, and can be charged using solar technology or a USB cord. Minister Vaz, who was addressing a ceremony for the handover of the first set of lamps at his Maxfield Avenue offices in Kingston on Tuesday, said that the lamps are intended to minimize the risk of house fires and to encourage greater use of solar technology. That's across Jamaica this morning.
Across Jamaica was brought to you by Contractor Center. We provide solutions for everyday challenges.
The public sector touches the life of every single Jamaican, and that's why the government is transforming the way the public sector operates by making better use of technology to improve the delivery of public services, by improving the compensation of public sector workers to attract and retain the skills needed to run a modern and efficient public service, through training of workers to drive performance, innovation, and decision-making, by reducing waste and eliminating corruption, and other measures to make sure the country gets the best value from every dollar spent. The government of Jamaica is building a better public sector for all. Visit publicsectortransformation.gov.jm to learn more.
ABC Electrical takes this opportunity to wish good health and prosperity to all their valued customers and contractors for their business. They send a hearty thank you and gratitude for the support and look forward to serving you even better in the coming year. ABC, a better choice in the electrical business.
I earn hugs and rewards. I earn smiles and rewards.
Whatever you get from giving your gifts this holiday season is made even better when you use your Sagicor Bank credit card, because you'll earn rewards on every dollar you spend.
I earn.
Dad, you're the best!
Use your Sagicor Bank credit card to do all your holiday spending and earn the best rewards ever. Conditions apply.
Missing persons, may I help you?
Yes, my wife is missing.
Where did you last see her?
In Kemlani-Mart. They have huge savings on living room, dining room, bedroom sets.
Really?
And that's not all. There are doors, toilets, tiles, low prices on TVs, fridges, stoves, and more.
Is your credit card missing, sir?
Yes, how you know?
She's still in Kemlani-Mart, sir. Go check.
Okay.
I love this place, you see.
Hello, I found her.
Kemlani-Mart, you will never want to leave.
Fit Nation is brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
You wanna hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work. Now get to work. Ring it on, ring it loud. Don't stop now, just be the champion. Work it hard like it's your profession. Watch out now, 'cause here it comes. Here comes the smasher, here comes the master, here comes the big beat to blast ya. No time to quit now, just time to get it now. Pick up what I'm putting down, pick up what I'm putting down. You want a hot body?
It's that time of a Wednesday morning. It's time for Fit Nation. This morning we're focusing on how to handle the holidays, the Christmas season, as well as 10 tips to stay fit for Christmas. So Christmas is a time of year that can be all a bit boozy and full of indulgence. And this is a time of year that we easily also suffer from a lack of sleep, lack of proper eating, stress, illness, and the list goes on. So how can you handle the holidays and Christmas season? Here are some tips, some advice from Picture Fit on YouTube.
How to eat healthy during the holidays. You don't. I apologize for the little bit of clickbaity title here, but frankly, this is possibly the most honest and accurate answer I can give to the very question of how to eat healthy during this holiday. Initially, my intention was to give some actual nutritional tips to stave off excessive eating during your festive meals. But as I started outlining the details to the script, I just kept thinking to myself, man, this sucks. And it just didn't seem like good, genuine, and more importantly, realistic advice. The holidays are the holidays, man. One time of the year where we can relax, take our minds off stress from work, relationships, and even ourselves, and just enjoy our time with the ones we love. Why then create more stress by trying to perfect eating habits at a moment where perfection is the last thing on our minds? I know for sure I'm not going to be anywhere near perfect, so who am I to tell you otherwise? Instead, the best public service announcement is to simply acknowledge that this holiday season and every holiday season, you will be indulging yourself a bit more than your dieting program might deem acceptable. And that's okay. Don't guilt trip yourself for taking another slice of turkey or avocado toast, whatever you like, and just appreciate it. Don't worry, your fitness program will be waiting for you when you get back. And always remember, fitness is not a single act. You're in this for the long haul. One time of the year to enjoy yourself is only a very small arc, a filler at best, of your entire fitness storyline. Now, I don't want to leave you completely empty-handed without maybe some tips. If you can, try to pay attention to the amount of food you're eating and cut back when possible. It doesn't have to be concrete, more so just rely on your intuition and your body's signals. You know, the simple stuff. Again, if you can, as I always like to profess, reach for proteins first. With protein's amazing satiety effects, getting protein first might help curb hunger levels, which reduces total calorie intake. Also, protein requires more calories to digest, which again can help in managing your weight. Other than that, the basic stuff still applies. Choose mostly whole food options, vegetables, more water, exercise beforehand, and give yourself and your belly a good night's rest. Again, please don't beat yourself up for enjoying yourself. You will be back on track in no time. And I do want to take a moment out of this holiday season to be thankful. Thank you to you for watching, commenting, criticizing even, and just enjoying my content. Without you and everyone watching, I wouldn't be able to do what I love, which has been about...
Thank you so much to Picture Fit on their YouTube channel. And I do see some of my YouTubers saying sin eating this Christmas. And I'm going to eat a lot. Another of my YouTubers saying my sister said her gym instructor said lucky, or her gym instructor lucky. My sister said her gym instructor lucky she isn't eating healthy this Christmas. Frank White says macaroni and cheese this Christmas. But here's some other tips for you. So, number one, don't skip meals. Rather than skipping meals during the day and saving up for a big binge meal at night, you should eat small, frequent, healthy meals and snacks as normal during the day to help keep your blood sugar and energy levels even and help you to make better choices. Number two, eat before you go out. If you eat something small and healthy beforehand, like a piece of fruit or a salad, you're less likely to overindulge at your holiday parties rather than showing up ravenous and eating everything in sight. At number three, fill up on salads and veggies. If you have a variety of dishes to choose from, try to make at least half your plate salad and veggies. Potatoes don't count, people. These choices contain very few calories and sugar, but have all the good stuff you need to fill you up. Number four, sit further away from the food. If you're at a party where the food is on a table, sit or stand further away from the food. It makes it harder to get up and get seconds or thirds. It also helps prevent you continuing to pick at the food just because it's there. At number five, chew gum after your meal. If you chew gum after you've finished your meal, that minty, fresh taste and the action of chewing will help you avoid going back for more food even if you're not hungry anymore. At number six, drink in moderation. It's fine to have a few drinks at your holiday parties, but make sure you drink in moderation. Alternate each alcoholic drink with a glass of water and choose your drinks wisely. Some cocktails contain as many calories as a hamburger. At number seven, stay active. The last thing you need to do over Christmas is skip your workout. So that's the advice. The last thing you need to do is skip your workout. So you had the YouTube channel there, Picture Fit, telling you don't be so guilty. But here it is. You also have fitnessenhance.com saying don't skip your workout. So if you can, please do a bit of a workout. Ideally, you should keep your training sessions booked in as usual. But if you can't do that, make sure you build in a daily walk and try to get more incidental exercise. Park your car further away from the store, use the stairs, walk instead of driving, go for fun, train at home with your family. So perhaps you won't keep up your gym routine, your gym schedule during the holiday season. But as tip number seven is saying, you could do some incidental exercise. As it says, park your car further away from the store, use the stairs instead of the escalator, walk instead of driving, go for a run, or train at home with your family when they come over for the Christmas season. Number 8 says, get outside, make the holidays a family affair, and plan outdoor activities where everyone is involved. Go for a walk to look at the lights on the houses, a game of backyard cricket or soccer or flying a kite with, or get everyone moving in with these activities and burning off all that excess energy. The last two, number 9 says, enjoy yourself. Don't punish yourself by completely cutting out your favorite foods or drinks. It's Christmas after all, and it's time to celebrate and enjoy yourself. But just remember that everything is fine as long as it's done in moderation. And finally, at number 10, drink more water. This can satiate your appetite as well as keep you hydrated in the summer sunshine. Not to mention, it will help prevent a possible hangover if you overdo it with alcohol. So those were your 10 tips. Don't skip meals, eat before you go out, Fill up on salads and veggies. Sit further away from the food. Chew gum after your meal. Drink in moderation. Stay active. Get outside. Enjoy yourself. And drink more water. So that's it for Fit Nation.
You wanna
Fit Nation was brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
Make a plan to stay on top of your mortgage. Stick to it. Pay on time. The time by the MHD is
8:17.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, or 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
27 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Notice to all Amber tracking customers, please contact Amber via WhatsApp 620-5255 to upgrade to 4G LTE before the end of 2023. The 2G system will no longer be supported. Continue to keep you and your loved ones secure this Christmas season and beyond with smart tracking solutions. Upgrade to 4G LTE Amber tracking by December 31, 2023 and get a Wi-Fi dash camera with Amber's new 4G LTE packages this holiday. Conditions apply. Offer good while stocks last.
Tell me where you get the money transfer. Where you get the money transfer. Where you get the money transfer.
Christmas a come, give our money a run. Ask your sender to select cash pickup and collect your MoneyGram money transfer of $150 or more until December 23 at any Alliance agent for a chance to be one of 14 winners of 100,000 Jamaican dollars from each parish.
Tell me where you get the money transfer.
Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Let the countdown begin! Beat the clock, hurry up and go buy a Suzuki Tick-Tock. Purchase a Suzuki Vitara, Grand Vitara or XL7 from now to December 22, 2023 from as low as $52,000 monthly. And drive into the festive season with 5 years warranty, free vehicle tracking and free servicing. Act fast and beat the clock for this offer. Available until December 22, 2023 or while stocks last. Only at Stewart's Automotive Group, South Camp Road, Kingston and Iron Shore Bay. Everything must go! We're open Saturday, December 2nd, 9th and 16th. Conditions apply.
Spruce up your home this holiday season with Unique Living. We have a wide selection of fixtures, from stylish shower systems to elegant faucets, closet pieces, vanities, sinks, shower enclosures, toilets, bathroom and kitchen accessories to upgrade your space. Shop at Unique Living, Jamaica's leading kitchen and bathroom provider for everything new and unique. Visit them at shop number 6, 30 Don Robin Avenue, Kingston 10, or call us at 876-755-3661.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Turning our attention now to a store where you can get almost everything. So shop smart this Christmas. Shop at Price Smart. For benefits on becoming a club member at Price Smart, we're being joined by the Membership and Marketing Manager of Price Smart, Portmore, Stacey Holness. Hey to you, Stacey.
Hi, Tony. Great morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning.
Always a pleasure.
So many Jamaicans are already familiar with Price Smart and know that it's a membership store. And for those who are listening, right off the bat, Stacey, they're not yet signed up. They do not yet have a membership. How can they sign up and what's the cost?
First question I'll ask, why haven't they signed up? One store that gives you so much more for your money, trust me, you're missing out on a lot.
Yes.
We have quite a bit of features that you get with your membership. We have Member Select products. These are quality products. For instance, everybody, once we have our Price Smart water, which is our Member Select water, it's money that is well spent. That is liquid gold right there. 35 bottles of water in one case, where do you get that? Only at Price Smart. So sign up, get your membership, get access to quite a few of our membership products, and you will be on your merry wheel. If you aren't able to cook dinner right now, we have our Fresh Kitchen, where you can get your ready-to-eat meals, and our little court area where you can sit and eat there. Just have your little dinner date right there, ready to go. We have our salads, we have our pizza, we have our chicken, we have our fries, we have our juice, water, cake, pastries. And now it's Christmas time, and you know Price Mart at this time of the year, we are known for our Christmas cake.
So you've already told us so much that persons can access at Price Mart, and it's convenient for them as well. So how do they sign up? Do they have to come into store? Is it an online application? How do they sign up and pay?
Okay, you can sign up at any of our branches, whether at Red Hills Road or Portmore Parkway, or you can go online at www.pricemart.com and sign up for membership there, or with any of our sales reps. Once you see the Price Mart, feather banners, or the booth set up on the road, you can come on right there and sign up and get your membership, or you can call me, because we do corporate events where we go into companies just to give easy access for staff members who don't have the time to come in club.
Right.
They can call us at 579-2711, and we can come into you to do the sign up easy.
And what's the cost for sign up?
It's only $40 US per staff.
$40
which is equivalent to approximately 7,200 Jamaican dollars. We have a wide variety of memberships. We also have a platinum where you get cash back on all your purchases. And who doesn't like free money?
Right. So is it that the membership lasts for 6 months, 3 months, a year? What's the timeline?
Membership lasts for 365 days of the year. Convenient, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I've signed up for my membership. I paid the amount that you just said. Do I get a card? Do I come into the store for that? Is it delivered to me?
Well, we have two types of digital cards. We have the digital cards where you download the Price Mart app. Once you sign up for your membership, you enter your details and you have the card right in your hand, where you show that to the cashier along with your identification card saying this is you, and you're on your merry way. Or for persons who like the physical card, they can get it at the counter.
And talk to us some more, Stacey, about the benefits of being a member of the Price Mart store.
Oh, wow. So many benefits. Let me start with our free eye screening for you and 3 of your guests. So once you're a membership at Price Mart...
Wait, say that again? Free eye screening?
Free eye screening. So everybody's eyes are always on television. Computers are down in their phones. So that leads to somewhat of a high going bad. So once you are a member at Price Mart, you get access to free eye screening for yourself and 3 of your guests.
So hold on there. So, for example, I'm the member of Price Mart. So I get a free eye screening, and I can bring 3 others who are non-members, and they get free eye screening as well?
That can be a Christmas gift right now. Let me go get your eye tests for free.
Right. Lovely. I like that. I really like that initiative. What else? I'm excited now. Free eye screening for me and 3 others for free.
Well, definitely. We also have Christmas in July. So some persons are coming now to say they're not seeing the Christmas decorations available.
Yes.
Because we try to do things before the season, so we get you prepared so that once the season comes, you can be the first one on your block to have your Christmas lights and decorations up. You don't have to be in a rush to go get them when the season is already here. So we do things before the season. So we always have Christmas in July, and between July and September, you can come in store and see your Christmas decorations. We have treasure hunt on particular products, where once you see them in store and you see that nice pretty yellow tag, get them, because we might not have them afterwards.
Oh, okay. And is it that those are particular items annually, or they change as the seasons go by?
So sometimes you see them back again, but not for a very long while, and sometimes you don't.
And while
that's why we call them treasure hunts.
Yeah. And while I'm in store, my producer is telling me that there are also in-club activities at Price Mart. What might that entail?
God, who let you know the secret about our in-club activities?
We need to let everybody know.
Who is giving away the secret? So from time to time we have in-club activities where we give away pastries, just to interact with our members, let them get excited about having their membership. So it's Christmas now. We have quite a few fun activities going on. On Fridays, they can stop by, sign up for their membership, and we just have fun with them.
And she's telling me as well, Stacey, about a click and go. What is that about as well?
So a lot of persons don't like the rush. They don't like the crowd. So after probably hustling and bustling through the traffic, they want to just quickly get their groceries or their household items and go. So we give them the access to Click and Go, which is our online platform where persons can shop in the app, search for everything they need, and they order through that mechanism, and they just come, pick up, and go. Click and go. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient. Because
that's what we're about. We
as
try
you
to
said,
make everything convenient for our members.
Yeah, some persons are busy, they don't have a lot of time, but they're able to do their shopping from their smartphone, come in, pick up quickly, and get back to other things.
And these, everything that I mentioned is accessible at either PriceSmart Redis Road or PriceSmart Portmore Parkway.
And for the Christmas season now, Stacey, your 2 locations, will the opening hours be adjusted?
Yes, the adjustment, we have adjusted our hours to facilitate persons who are not able to come in during the day, so they have access to the opening hours. One moment, let me just get everything here for you.
Sure. So, of course, PriceSmart, they're telling you about the treasure hunt. So these are in and out of season items. Once you see the yellow banner on them, get them because you might not be able to get them in another season. Lots of in-club activities taking place at PriceSmart this Christmas
yes,
at both
we
their
open
locations.
at 9 a.m. and we close at 8:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday, we open at 9 a.m., close at 7 p.m. For Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we open at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
So just tell us those opening hours again, Stacey.
From 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday it's 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And for those persons who after this interview, they want to go back and find all of the PriceSmart information in one place, what's your website? What are your socials? Where can they find you?
All right. For everything that I've just mentioned, they can visit our website at www.pricesmart.com. As I said, if you want to sign up and you don't wish to come in club, you can call us at 579-2711.
And just before we let you go, Stacey, tell us all about the offerings happening at PriceSmart this Christmas season. The treasure hunt, the in-club activities.
I can't tell you everything. I just have to say
some of them
and find out.
Go again,
Stacey.
Sign
up and find out. I can't tell you everything. I just have to let you sign up and find out. So for your membership, you get access to free eye screening. We have our audiologists coming on board soon where you can get free hair screening as a part of your membership. So if you have an earring problem and you want to be sure what it is, PriceSmart is coming soon with that for you.
Wonderful. So ensure that you sign up, and the membership is $40 or about 7,000 Jamaican. You said, Stacey?
7,200 Jamaican dollars.
7,200
and
Jamaican
it lasts
dollars.
for 365 days of the year.
Full year. Stacey Holness, who is the membership and marketing manager at PriceSmart Portmore. Thank you so much for your time, Stacey.
Thank you. All the best.
You too. Gonna take a break and come back with more.
Sardine for the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarkets, everybody sell it.
Sardines, follow the better flavor.
The time is
8:30.
It's the Answers and Simplicity Select Your Discount sale. Up to 50% off when you select your discount at Answers Gifts and Home. Answers for Children and Simplicity. Answers and Simplicity Select Your Discount sale. Now on till Sunday, December 17, 2023.
Harold, do you have a minute? I need your help with something.
What that now?
I'm filling out this form from the company's office and there's a section about beneficial ownership, but I don't even know what that means.
Well, a beneficial owner is anybody that owns or controls a company. That could be anyone, a shareholder, director, or manager of the company. The company's office also needs to know the identity of all these people, including their occupation, nationality, date of birth, current address, and a copy of their ID.
Okay, I think I understand now.
One more thing. Remember, company's office needs this information when you're starting a company, filing annual returns, or making changes to the beneficial owners. They're also going to need you to maintain a record of these persons.
For more information, visit orcjamaica.com and bohubjamaica.com.
Ready to shop for the holidays? This year, do your shopping at the JN Pop-Up Mall.
Yes, from December 15 to 17 at JN Bank Chief Office, Halfway Tree, 2 to 4 Constant Spring Road. Get the best holiday shopping deals from a wide selection of small businesses and artisans, offering products and services in beauty, fashion, food, auto, arts and crafts.
And there's more. Access the full range of services from the JN Group. Come secure personal loans, auto loans, credit cards, small business products, investment opportunities, and get your free JN Money Card.
Shop while being entertained with good music and vibes. It's all at the JN Pop-Up Mall. See what JN has in store for you and yours this holiday season. Visit jngroup.com for details. Jamaica National Group. We'll help you find a way.
Missing persons, may I help you?
Yes, my wife is missing.
Where did you last see her?
In Kemlani Mart. They have huge savings on living room, dining room, bedroom sets.
Really?
And that's not all. There are doors, toilets, tiles, low prices on TVs, fridges, stoves, and more.
Is your credit card missing, sir?
Yes, how you know?
She's still in Kemlani Mart, sir. Go check.
Okay.
I love this place, you see.
Hello, I found her.
Kemlani Mart, you will never want to leave.
All Things Real Estate is brought to you by the Real Estate Training Institute, where knowledge meets success. It's time now for All Things Real Estate, brought to you by the Real Estate Training Institute, and you heard it there, where knowledge meets success. And our focus this morning is on real estate appraisals. How do they work, and what are the various types of techniques? With us, we have our friend. She's a friend now, eh? Okay, she's with us Wednesday mornings, the principal of the Real Estate Training Institute, Dr. Tina Beale. So, real estate appraisals, how do they work, and what are the various types of techniques? Do I just call my friend and say, King, come look on a property for me and tell me what you think?
No, Ricardo.
No.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your listeners. So no, it's not like that at all. So if it is that somebody is seeking an appraisal, usually it's because they're trying to purchase a property.
Okay.
It can also be that they just genuinely want to know what's the value of an asset.
Right.
Or the property that they have. So essentially, if they would like to have an appraisal done, they need to first of all ensure that they're doing business with someone who is a licensed appraiser with the real estate board. And thereafter, they would then enter into what's known as terms of engagement. So they would essentially be indicating or have a consultation with the valuer / appraiser to explain what it is that they would want to know, and also provide information with respect to the property. So if it's registered, the title reference, which is the volume and folio number, which you would normally see on the title, the address, if it is that they're the owner or who is the owner, what type of interest do they have in the property. And with that information, the valuer would then go out and do the necessary investigations and research to then come to an indication of value.
How do I know if you're a licensed valuer? If you are...
All right, so the simple thing is just to go onto the real estate board's website, so that's reb.gov.jm, and you basically enter the individual's name under our page for licensees. If not, you can just basically click to select the names of all appraisers, and you'll basically see who is a licensed appraiser.
And they should have their license, can show me if I ask to see it.
Yeah, they should have the license to show. They should also have an ID which comes from the real estate board, saying that they're licensed, they're a dealer licensed to carry out appraisals.
And on average, they are licensed for how long? Is it a year or?
So your license is renewed every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the different types now of appraisal techniques?
Okay, so we have approaches and we have methods, which the methods are basically the techniques. So there are generally three approaches that you'll come across. You would have the income approach, you have the cost approach, and you also have what it's called the market approach. So the most common one is the market approach, which is basically the method that falls within that is the sales comparable approach, or some persons refer to it as a comparison approach or market comparable approach. And essentially what the appraiser would do is look on the subject property, which you have asked them to appraise or value, and compare it to the market evidence for similar properties. So it's like you're comparing like and like to come to an indication of value. Most persons prefer that approach. The standard textbook is going to tell you that that is the ideal way of coming to value. But of course, that method is only as good as the evidence that is used to determine the value. So,
and when we say the evidence that is used,
so the market transactions that we're talking about. So it's very important that the properties are indeed comparable, like and like. And it's important for persons when they get their appraisal report for them to see for themselves what are the properties to which their subject property was compared to.
So if Nationwide is valued at $50 million,
we wouldn't use a comparable approach to value Nationwide though, because Nationwide isn't like the typical home.
All right. King Big House on the Hill, $50 million. Another big house on the hill couldn't go for $200 million, is what you're saying.
You shouldn't use a $200 million transaction for a property which has a... But the truth is that you wouldn't know or have an indication if you are being objective of what it is King's House is valued at. So you would have to basically look at the characteristics of King House. So when you're looking at the characteristics, you're talking about the social, the economic, and the physical characteristics that are associated with his property. And so you're basically comparing or finding properties that have been sold recently, like within a 6-month period, a 1 year period.
That have similar characteristics.
That have similar characteristics. And on that basis, you then do an assessment and an evaluation.
You said something interesting a while ago. I never thought about this. The property having a social characteristic.
Right. So you know that different neighborhoods, different locals afford different amenities, and those amenities affect value.
Uptown.
Right. So I mean, when we say amenities, I mean proximity to town centers,
shopping districts.
Right. If you have good roads, does it have a pool? If it is that he has light, proper electricity,
street
water,
lighting.
street lighting.
I see. So when do the appraisers decide what technique to use? Is there a particular, All
right, so you had mentioned something about Nationwide earlier, and I was saying you wouldn't use a comparable approach ideally to value Nationwide as an entity.
Right.
Okay, so there are some typical guidelines that appraisers would basically refer to and use. So if it is that you are, for instance, valuing an entity which is a major profit, it makes a lot of profit. Well, not necessarily a lot, but it's a business.
Right.
If it's an income producing property, be it residential or commercial or industrial, you would essentially want to use a method under the income approach. So if it is that you have a house, somebody has a house, and the house is being rented, that's an income producing property. It's not a large scale income producing property, so you would want to use maybe the traditional investment method of valuing that property. However, somewhere like Nationwide, which has business potential, you'd essentially want to use what would be referred to as a discounted cash flow methodology, because Nationwide would be basically earning future cash flow.
Right.
It has inflows and outflows, and you're basically determining what's the present value of those future cash flows.
So let's look at it from the perspective now of residential property. So in other words, if in the backyard there's a farm,
you shouldn't have a farm on a residential property.
Okay, a liquor plot. You shouldn't have a liquor plot.
You're not if you're, let us say, just use the standard example of you renting out somewhere. You're renting out your house, or let us say you have a flat behind the main residence and you're renting it. It's an income generating property. That income is doing something for the owner. And so if it is somebody is coming, if I'm coming to you to buy your place, right, ideally I would have to pay you what it is that you are giving up, the rights that you have by receiving
that you'd have got
all
from
of
the
those
rent.
future cash flows
Got
from
you,
the rent.
Got you. So no farm on the property.
Right.
but
So
the rent.
right.
Got you.
What's the value
Yes.
in present day of the future cash flows that you're getting or the rent that you're getting from the property? Why would you give up your
Yes,
rights
yes,
if you're not getting something that's of equal value to that?
What can we expect to see in an appraisal report?
All right. So first of all, the appraisal should have a legal description. And give you legal information about the property. So again, the title reference. The legal description is basically that statement on the title, which basically says all that parcel of land which forms a part of, it can be whatever is the area is. You would also want to know what are the restrictive covenants that are entitled, what you can and can't do with it. You want to have a physical description of the property itself. So you want to know what are the boundaries, what's the northern boundary, the southern, the western, the eastern. You want to know things about the topography and the geography of the land. Is it susceptible to flooding? What kind of soil type is there? You also want to have an area analysis. So where specifically is the property situated? How do you find the property? What are the amenities of the location? The immediate location, of course, the wider geographic area within which the property is, and where is in close proximity to the property itself. What kind of government services are afforded to the local where the property is actually situated. And then now you actually want to come to the actual valuation itself. So what it is there a high level of demand or a low level of demand? Is it that you are in an area that is going through some amount of suppression in terms of traction from market participants to the area? You also want to know the methodology that was used. You would want to have a guide as to how the valuer came to, or the appraiser came to, what is the value.
Right.
So what are those comparables that were actually used? What was the thinking and the logic behind coming to the assessment and the evaluation of what is the actual market value? If it is that an income approach is used, what does that cash flow look like?
Yeah.
And of course, you as the owner or the person who wants to have the appraisal done, you would have to provide that kind of information to the appraiser for them to even think
Be able
about
to
using the
including it.
discounted cash flow approach.
And so I suppose my next question is the report valid if any one of those things is not included?
That's a very interesting question that you have asked. So the truth is that the International Valuation Standards Council, it sets out what's the minimum requirements. So the IVSC reporting standard does require, for example, the legal description. It does require the physical description. It does require an indication as to how it is that you arrived at value. Another thing that you'd also want to have included in there or make clear, there are certain bases of value. Oftentimes persons want to know what's the market value of a property. And for statutory purposes, different governments have different definitions of some of those bases or terms that are widely used or seen in appraisals. So you would want to know what is the definition of the basis of value that is actually being used to determine the value. And you want to ensure that how the methods have been applied is in keeping with that definition.
So let's now go to the different bases of value. What are those?
All right, so we have generally what you would see. You have market value. You also have investment value. In some instances, you might see what's synergistic value as well.
Give me that one there again.
Synergistic value, which that one kind of more complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to do with like settlement assets for companies. But essentially, market value and investment value are those that you would typically be seeing. And market value is basically saying, okay, what it is that willing buyer, willing seller, an objective, rational purchaser, if it is that they have knowledge of the market, the property has been exposed, if it has been properly marketed, how much would a property on those terms or within that conceptual framework fetch as a value on any given day at a particular point in time. The investment value now is basically looking at worth to the individual, the investor, which is different from what it is an objective person in the market would basically pay for it. So if you have sentimental attachment to property, like you're going to be more inclined to pay more if you have a sentimental attachment to property.
Right. Okay. And so once we have our appraisal done, is there a time frame by which you should expect that the appraiser will produce the report?
It depends on the valuation. You can't have a set time frame because ideally, if it's a property in an area where there's a large amount of market evidence, then the turnaround time can be as short as a week, depending again the size of the firm, and I mean the basic workload of the appraiser.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, though, some firms might have a turnaround time of within a 2-week time frame. Some properties might be in an area for which there's no market transaction. It might be that the person is valuing a highly specialized property, and so more time is needed to do research. So if an appraiser is valuing nationwide, you wouldn't expect him to give you a turnaround time of 5 days, because then you'd have to be wondering if there's something wrong with the valuation, if it was rushed.
Yes. Okay, and just to remind us again, how do we go and search to see who is a licensed appraiser or evaluator?
All right, so you go on REB's website, that's the real estate board, so that's www.reb.gov.jm. We have a membership page. On that membership page, you will see 2 distinctions. You can search for persons who are salesmen. You can search for persons who are dealers. An appraiser, you have to be a dealer in order to be an appraiser. So you would click on dealers, and you would have the different areas of dealership, which include sales, leases, rentals, auctioneering, appraisals, property management, and you basically select appraisals. You'll see the list of all persons who are licensed to carry out appraisals. Alternatively, you can select dealers. You can put in the name of the individual, and you need to ensure that you have the name of who is the dealer, because you can have a case where it's a dealer company and the individual who you are basically speaking to is an agent of the company. So that's also another thing that you need to be mindful of.
I'm listening now and I want to become an appraiser. I want to be licensed to go up a King Big House and appraise it. How do I go about that?
So the Section 10 of the REDA regulations, that's the Real Estate Dealers and Developers Act, it basically tells you how it is that you go about to become a dealer. It first of all sets out some courses that you would have to do. There are some courses that are recognized by the Real Estate Board, so namely the Diploma in Land Economy and Valuation Surveying, the Bachelor's in Land Economy and Valuation Surveying. If it is that you are a chartered surveyor with the RICS, if it is you have a degree in estate management, planning and development, agriculture, which exempts you from the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors final examination. Alternatively, you would have to do the Real Estate Dealers course that is offered by the Real Estate Training Institute. Thereafter, upon passing, you do an attachment for a minimum of 1 year, which is like an internship, basically, for you to get the practical experience. And upon completion of that, you then have to do a written and an oral examination, which is satisfying the Real Estate Board that you have the requisite practical experience in order to go there and open your own real estate business.
Sound like a football double something. You have to be well qualified.
No, and then that is then underpinned by the competency framework, which we launched on September 26th of this year.
Oh.
So there are certain mandatory competencies as well as core/technical competencies for each area of real estate business that we have to ensure that you have satisfied during your period of attachment, your internship, and then that's what you're basically doing your oral and written examination on.
And then every year I have to relicense myself.
Every year you have to relicense yourself, and you have to do continued professional development courses. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So there you have it, listeners. All things about real estate appraisals, how they work, and the various types of techniques. Our friend, the principal of the Real Estate Training Institute, Dr. Tina Beale, has been with us. Anything else people should know?
Well, just look out for our course calendars for the 2024 period, which will be coming out soon. We're going to be having 2 courses before the end of the financial year. One which is going to start on the 8th of January, and one which is scheduled to start on the 9th of March. Details with respect to the application deadline for the March 9 course, we will have that out, after the 22nd of December.
Okay, and of course you'll be back here.
Right, so just follow us on social media,
go.
all our social media handles, as well as go to our website and you will see all the requisite details and information.
Great. Dr. Tina Beal is the principal of the Real Estate Training Institute, talking to us about real estate appraisals. Appreciate your time as always.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
Ricardo.
Principal. No
All right.
problem.
Bye.
Up next, your birthdays. All Things Real Estate was brought to you by the Real Estate Training Institute, where knowledge meets success.
Mama work hard, for real. She do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan, you know. I further my education and I make mama proud.
Save so you can break the par, travel far, graduate like a star.
Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
That time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday. First up on the birthday list, Paris Robinson is celebrating her 6th birthday today. Greetings are coming from your mom, your dad, grandma, and Kimarley. Have a blessed birthday, Princess Paris. 6 years old today. Happy birthday, Paris.
Happy birthday, Paris.
Blessed birthday greetings to, 94-year-old Lucille Cleopatra Blake of Browns Gully, Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Yeah, with all her love from her 3 sons, 2 daughters-in-law, 12 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. 94 years old, Lucille Cleopatra Blake. And that name sounds so,
I know.
Fitting.
Regal.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Fitting for a 94-year-old. Happy birthday, Miss Lucille. Really hope you have an amazing day today.
Also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Professor, Tiny Beckles in Canada. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday as well to France Hall at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Brianna Walker in Florida, Donna Stevens in New Jersey, and happy wedding anniversary to Reverend and Mrs. Cadian Carr in Westmoreland. All of these greetings are coming from Sergeant Wallace.
Over on the Faces of Book, Tanisha Graham is having a birthday. So too Cadian Win Jacinta, Monique Simpson, Olivia Pay is also having a birthday. Happy birthday to you all. Really wishing you an amazing one.
Over on YouTube, Sharon Kong says, today's my grandson's birthday. He's 5 years old today. So happy birthday to the grandson of Sharon Kong. Hope you have a good one, little one. And happy birthday, Kurt Buchanan says as well to his grandson. Oh, he's also saying happy birthday to Sharon Kong's grandson. So
Arlene Rowe is sending birthday greetings to Glenroy Joseph, her classmate from Glenmuir High. Happy birthday, Glenroy. Hope you have an amazing day today.
Is there anybody else who's celebrating a birthday today or an anniversary? Do let us know so that we can give you a special shout out. And Sharon says her grandson's name is Zion. So happy birthday to you, Zion. 5 years old today. Hope you have a good one. Is there anybody else celebrating a birthday today? It's your special day, so do let us know so that we can give you a special shout out. But to all those who we have named so far, happy birthday to you again and happy anniversary to the Cars.
Let's drink to the hard-working people, and let's drink to the lowly of birth. Raise your glass to the good and the evil. Let's drink to the salt of the earth. Say a prayer for the common foot soldier. Spare a thought for his back-breaking word. Say a prayer for his wife and his children, who burn the fires and who till the earth.
That's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide This Morning NTM, the big show. Thanks so much to our technical operator and the musical maestro himself, Jermaine King. Thanks as well to our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith. Hey, to you, KP, out there on vacation, our editor, Cara Powell. And thanks as well to our deputy executive editor, George Davis. Up next, you have the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliffy's Online, and they are on the roads this morning.
Them live. They're Mandeville.
They're in Mandeville this morning, so they will be joining you from outside. But I'm Tana Thomas.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Good morning.
Raise your glass to the hard-working people.
You've just heard Nationwide This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM.